Hey everybody, welcome back to React TCG. We're opening up another pack of Death Battle videos. Up first, we have got Galactus versus Unicron. Um, I'm gonna go with Galactus. I know Unicron's supposed to be like one of the big bads or whatever of Transformers, but Galactus, like his whole thing is that he just eats and eats and eats. And I mean, the only time he really like dies is alternate stories that aren't really canon. Um, so yeah, my vote's for Galactus. I feel like the power cosmic is gonna be able to get him through this. They're both planet devourers, though, I'm pretty sure, which is the whole point of the fight. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't see a robot or whatever Transformers technically are beating Galactus.
Galactus, Devourer of Worlds.
And Unicron, Almighty Chaos Bringer. That's right, it's the day we've all been waiting for. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Boomstick, what is the nature of evil?
Oh, it's 3.5 beers too early for that kind of question, Wiz.
No, seriously,
fair.
is the wolf that hunts the hare evil? What about the bear that kills the wolf? Or the man that slays the bear? Is that evil or nature? Perhaps this question was on Galen of Ta's mind as he hurtled toward the end of infinity.
I'm pretty sure the question on his mind was, how do I turn this goddamn spaceship around?
Eons ago, the planet Ta was
Also
a
fair.
paradise, the most advanced civilization the universe had ever known.
Too bad the universe was coming to an end. I hate it when that happens.
The Ta'an scientist Galen watched as the rest of his race ignominiously perished and decided to die gloriously on his own terms.
By flying a ship into the sun, just like great-grandpappy Boomstick, the crazy old coot. But instead of being vaporized on contact like great-grandpappy Boomstick, Galen got bitten by a radioactive god.
As the last living thing left before the universe's end, Galen was visited by the sentience of the multiverse, who merged with him as part of a cosmic cycle of death and rebirth. As the old multiverse died, a new one was born, and the scientist Galen was no more. In his place was a being of untold power, the Ravager of Galaxies.
The Devourer of Worlds.
Whipped cream and stream.
Try chocolate whipped cream from Gailey Family Farms.
Where have all the flowers gone?
One with a hunger that will never be satiated. Galactus.
Well, despite looking like a masochist giant purple.
Real name? Galen. Height 28.9. Yeah, 28 feet 9 inches. Looks like. Or 8.76 meters. I feel like he's bigger than that. But sure. Weighs 36,400 pounds. Or 16,510 kilograms. Existential concept. Beyond good and evil is a herald of Franklin Richards. Wait, he became the herald? Interesting. Victims of countless backstory records. Yeah.
Vibrator, G-Dog here is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel, baby. And there's only one thing he wants to do. Eat friggin' worlds.
Galactus is so unbelievably, mind-meltingly powerful that strong doesn't really begin to describe him. Just being near him will begin to warp your perception of reality.
What the hell?
Just being.
Oh yeah, some of your friends are probably going insane. Yeah, Thing thinks he lost his face. Captain America thinks he lost his arms.
Near him will begin to warp your perception of reality. In truth, he isn't even really a physical being with a soul anymore, but composed of energy itself. the power cosmic.
Basically, your all-purpose space god, man.
Feeding absorbs life energy in order to stay alive. Has consumed planets, stars, energy attacks, and dark matter. The power cosmic grants him godlike strength, energy projection, transmutation, telekinesis, force field, size alteration, teleportation, portal creation, cosmic awareness, levitation, resurrection, and soul manipulation.
Magic that no good almighty ass-whooping god can go without. Sure, he can use it to blast your ass to unholy smithereens, but it's a lot more flexible, too.
Described as being in touch with every other living thing at once, the power cosmic allows one access to a near-infinite pool of knowledge and the ability to sense danger ahead of time.
I don't think there's a lot for him to be afraid of. He can manipulate matter, read and control the minds of gods, and teleport entire galaxies across the universe.
The power cosmic allows him fundamental control over life itself, manipulating souls, creating new life forms from nothing, and even resurrecting the dead. And because his body is composed of energy, he can't really be hurt in the traditional physical sense. This allows him to grow or shrink his body with seemingly no limit, and alter his appearance.
Oh, hey,
Wait,
Dummy
wait.
didn't get erased
He
from the reality.
chooses
He's
to
back.
look like that?
His physical appearance matches the species observing him, so a human sees a human Galactus, a Skrull Galactus, and so on.
Oh, so it's just
Interesting.
like how I see the world.
What are you staring at?
What matters most to me in the world. Awesome.
No, not awesome. Very not awesome. At least as far as Galactus is concerned, since witnessing his approach is itself the end of the world. You would only have enough time to pray to your paltry gods before Galactus consumed your entire planet, absorbing its energy into himself, then moving on to his next meal.
Man, I guess his costume is appropriate because
Ta 2, aka World Ship, size of a solar system, Galactus' home. His armor made of an unknown material that regulates energy, an elemental converter which converts matter into energy and helps with consuming planets, punishers which are robotic servants, and the ultimate nullifier can wipe any target from existence, from its own wielder to the entire multiverse, and can be recalled.
he sounds like a total dick. Like, come on, man. You watched your whole planet die. Now you're gonna go around the universe doing the same thing?
It's not entirely his fault. Galactus' power is so immense that the only thing that can sustain him is the consumption of entire worlds. Without this constant feeding, he would perish, just as humans would without consuming plants or other animals.
Kinda like how I hunt squirrels, cause I hate each and every one of them.
No, categorically the exact opposite, actually. Galactus isn't vengeful or cruel. If he could avoid any unnecessary death, he would. But just as the universe is bound by the laws of physics, Galactus is bound by
his hunger.
And that hunger has put him in conflict with some of Marvel's other heaviest hitters, like Odin and the Phoenix Force. Galactus' fight with the Other and the Scryer got so intense, they threatened the entire infinite multiverse just as a side effect of the battle.
While Galactus himself can comfortably cross countless light years in seconds, some of these beings are more like abstract concepts than actual living things, many of which operate outside of linear time.
Like this alien bug dude who tried to
One attack destroyed 3 star systems, consumed a 4D space-time continuum, one-shot Darkseid, damn. Used as a bomb to destroy the Black Winter. What the fuck is the Black Winter? Survived Negabomb explosions. His nature transcends death and eternity. Has defeated Dormammu, Mephisto, Mad Celestial, and Abraxas.
use Galactus' energy to destroy 2 whole universes. Even after being drained by him, he still nuked 3 whole star systems before getting a snack.
Should he somehow be threatened by beings beyond even the scope of his power, Galactus crafted a device to solve all of his problems. The ultimate nullifier.
In case that name isn't obvious enough, it's a teeny tiny weapon that destroys anyone you think of.
It doesn't just destroy them, it destroys everything.
The Ultimate Nullifier may even destroy its own user if they are unskilled or unfocused. Galactus' nigh omniscience makes this a non-issue, however. He calmly picked up his Ultimate Nullifier from its place of concealment and launched its omnipotent beams. Beams that would not merely kill the offending party, but would utterly wipe them from existence. It would be as if Korvac never existed, was never born, Korvac and all actions he took during his lifetime would cease to have been, and the effects of those actions would likewise be nullified. That's crazy. So basically, like you're saying, if say you erased the spider that bit Spider-Man, it wouldn't just be the body of the spider is gone. It would be it never existed, meaning Spider-Man never got bit, never became Spider-Man, and everything that happened because Spider-Man was Spider-Man never happened. That's crazy.
The entire multiverse is eradicated, then recreated without the target. An extremely roundabout way of winning, but it works. That's exactly what happened when Galactus used it on the abstract god of destruction, Abraxas.
He destroyed the god of destroying things.
Put it down, Richards. You have no actually Praxis. I do. You never intended for them to fire, then I'll fire for the very same reason I must.
With a Happy Meal toy. It's like my therapist said. Great things come in small packages.
And the Nullifier was key to Galactus' first great defeat upon his inevitable arrival on Earth.
When that pesky Reed Richards managed to get his stretchy hands on the thing, Galactus finally backed down and spared the planet.
Which makes no practical sense. The Ultimate Nullifier is a part of Galactus himself. It uses his own power. He can summon it at any time and even escape its effects by hiding in a pocket dimension. It even had the safety on.
Maybe he was just bored.
After billions of years of cosmic jet,
Oh wait, hold on, what?
on.
Of course, I came here solely to backtrace the worldliness of these two particular hominids for unlike myself. It was rather unconsciously exploring of you, Daddy, dearest.
Maybe he was just bored.
After billions of years of cosmic genocide just to survive, I'm pretty sure Galen forgot what it meant to be mortal. Perhaps that was the true evil all along, the slow death of Galen's humanity. Because what could be more terrifying than a being that sees everything and everyone you know and love as nothing more than his next meal?
Proud to work with world-leading consumer goods retailers,
That's
brands,
a very
and
fair point,
manufacturers to share
actually.
best practices.
No matter where you are in life or what's
Stop
coming
seeing
your way,
people
you could
and,
be at risk of iron deficiency.
aspirations and dreams and whatever. It's all just his next snack.
In the beginning, before heaven and earth, before light and dark, there was Unicron. Created by the formless, primordial being known as the One to explore the fledgling multiverse, Unicron instead decided to consume everything.
Dude, come on! Bad Unicron! Bad God! Bad!
The One decided to split Unicron into two beings. One of order and hope known as Primus, and the other of chaos and evil known as Unicron. Again.
Like all good sibling rivalries, they pushed each
Full name Unicron. Height 139,000 greater than 139,820 kilometers. Older than 14 billion years old. Also known as the Chaos Bringer, the Planet Eater, and Earth. Okay. Brother of Primus. Fundamental concept of evil. Miscellaneous avatars have been Rodimus Prime, a black hole, and a child's toy, and once ran a Q&A column in the Armada comics.
other shit in over the fate of all existence. That is, until the goody little two-shoes Primus tricked his bro into imprisoning their souls in giant asteroids. Classic sibling prank. For me, it was the dryer.
Primus terraformed his asteroid into what would later be known as the planet Cybertron, while Unicron did something different.
Yeah, he turned his planet into a planet that eats other planets. Not only that, it can change its form into a giant, badass robot Satan! He's literally the first Transformer!
And with this new body, Unicron would travel the cosmos, consuming planet after planet and universe after universe. Not necessarily because of any hunger or need, but because Unicron is the physical embodiment of death and destruction. He is literally programmed to destroy everything.
God's gotta do what a God's gotta do. And good luck trying to fight back. Uni's robot body comes with a tractor.
Yes, it's spark, transformation cog, matter manipulation, absorption, regeneration, time-space manipulation, Dimensional travel, time travel, teleportation, and temporal clairvoyance, plasma breath, a chest laser, electrokinesis, and the anti-proton cannon.
Beam, eye lasers, fire breath, a chest cannon, and an antibody system in case anyone tries to pull a Drax on him.
Unicron can mentally dominate.
He also has telepathy, existence erasure, astral projection, quantum computers, dark energon slash agnolemus energy. Grants him mind manipulation, corruption, resurrection, and weapon creation. And his antibody system, which Boomstick just mentioned, which has a corroding mist, attack drones, and dead end, whatever that
An
is.
entire race of beings, erase things from existence, warp the fabric of space and time, and even manipulate matter itself.
So even if his big robot body is damaged or destroyed, he can repair it lickety-split, or even send his spark out to find a new host.
Essentially the Transformers version of a soul, Unicron's spark is immensely powerful and produces its own energy source, Dark Energon.
Unicron is so evil that he can literally turn his bad dude energy into weapons of mass destruction, like unholy blades or planet-busting lasers.
This Dark Energon will corrupt any that
Vector Prime once stated that agnolemus energy and dark energon are in some ways fundamentally identical. As such, we are considering their respective abilities to be mutually inclusive.
consumes it, turning them into a puppet of Unicron himself.
It's also obviously the opposite of regular energon, which is created by Primus and what fuels the Transformer race. So Unicron basically runs on the opposite of life. If he's death as a big robot, can he even be killed?
Not by any conventional means. Even the destruction of his spark isn't guaranteed to end him. He will continue to exist as a necessary force that drives the cosmos. Anytime he's destroyed, he will appear again in a new universe. In fact, almost every Unicron you've seen in movies,
Several versions of Unicron, such as the one from the 1986 film, were stated to be separate individuals by Vector Prime. The true Unicron is by far the most powerful iteration.
TV and comics are the same Unicron.
Unicron is a literal force of nature. You can't reason with a hurricane that hates you. All you can do is see it and get the hell out of the way. But this hurricane is never gonna stop until you and everyone you know is DED dead. His mere presence drove an entire planet insane.
I was trying to be poetic before, but this is what evil is. Incomprehensible, undeniable, inescapable. You can't even wait him out. He is unbound by the concept of linear time.
The Chaos Bringer is so powerful, his mere presence wrecks the space-time continuum and can erase galaxies from existence just by strolling by.
To be clear, it
What
isn't
the
the
fucker?
force he's generating by moving that destroys things. It's his existence. His mere being is so overwhelmingly evil that the fabric of space-time cannot fathom Unicron's presence.
Holy
Damn.
dude, no wonder he was able to devour nearly a quarter of the entire multiverse, one universe at a time.
Transformers timelines are organized by universal clusters, with each representing different Transformers sub-franchises. They sometimes overlap with foreign time streams, allowing for crossovers with properties such as My Little Pony.
Time estimates for the size of the Transformers multiverse
Like when
vary
Starscream
from
killed
over
Rainbow
15
Dash.
quadrillion universes to an infinite number of universes, branching timelines, and planes
Kidding.
of existence.
He
And
didn't.
who better to portray
Come on,
a
I can't
being who
even say that with a
brings death
straight
to the
face. Oh
universe
my
than
god.
the man who gave birth and who estimates for the size of the Transformers multiverse vary from over 15 quadrillion universes to an infinite number of universes, branching timelines, and planes of existence. And who better to portray a being who brings death to the universe than the man who gave birth to modern cinema? A final role fitting for an artist so much larger than life. Or deeply ironic that it's a feature-length toy commercial.
The Transformers movie has always been celebrated for its excellence. I say,
Despite
What?
their unbelievable power, the Chaos Bringer's almighty rampage through reality has been halted a number of times, usually due to the matrix of leadership, the essence of Primus himself, and the embodiment of all hope and light in the universe.
are you telling me that Robo-Satan was defeated by the power of friendship? Forget beer!
Well,
I'm
yeah.
gonna need some of that shit going straight into the vein.
As the abstract idea of evil actualized, any notion of goodness is directly antithetical to his being.
As incomprehensible to Unicron as he is.
Alrighty. Destroyed 22.56% of the multiverse. That is insane. Tanked the Big Bang. Created Galvatron to be his herald. Absorbed a supermassive black hole. Shook the universe with its blows. Battled an alliance of Autobots, Decepticons, and Minicons. What are Minicons? Defeated Prima, Megatron, Anti-Matrix, and
Is
Primus.
to us.
But despite the best efforts of heroic Transformers like Optimus Prime, Unicron has always returned from the smoldering ashes of defeat and risen to threaten reality again.
It's his very nature.
Such as the time a united armada of Autobots, Decepticons, and an entire people created from his cells, the Minicons, tried to destroy him once and for all.
They actually succeeded in killing him until Galvatron's hatred for Optimus brought Unicron back to life.
Because challenging Unicron means challenging evil itself, destroying destruction itself. An impossible paradox.
You can't kill Unicron because killing is literally what Unicron is. So, what does that mean for us?
Every petty act of violence, every war, every cruelty, every death battle gives Unicron life. The life he'll use to kill us all. We are culpable in our own annihilation.
Unicron's not just some comic book villain. He's all there is and all there will be. He was there at the beginning and he'll be there at the end. He's a law of physics. He's as inevitable as your dying breath.
Jesus, now you got me scared.
Let's play!
Every story starts
Forget
with
being
a little
scared.
imagination.
Boomstick was
With
right.
Sharpie
It
and
is
Elmer's,
three.
your
It is
imagination
like
always
3.5
finds a way to play.
beers too
Take
early
creativity
for
to
this shit.
infinity and beyond with Sharpie and Elmer's. Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 in theaters
Give
June
me some
19th.
fucking
Why
existential
doesn't
dread
everyone
and
born
shit.
before 1981 claim this $250,000 life insurance policy?
Because every time I see an ad like this, it sounds like someone reading off the most boring basic script in the world.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Death Battle and the combat
Players to limit with
get it silly and redcom to.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for the death battle you've been asking for forever!
As all things must, your world has come to an end.
Yeah, but not from you.
Halt! This planet is mine to consume. So saith Galactus, destroyer of worlds.
Begone, thus decrees Unicron, Chaos Bringer.
Well, now that the introductions are out of the way. Okay, just stand there and let him do that. That's cool. Oh, well, Earthspark. Yeah, Earthspark.
So quick to pay for Oblivion's embrace.
I am Oblivion.
He's got you there, Galactus. Damn. They're gonna destroy multiple universes and shit, aren't they? Throw it, sunset, motherfucker. Throw! What the shit? Oh my god, this battle is crazy. You just punched him with a black hole. That didn't do shit. Damn. One crazy ass fight. Oh!
I am the power cosmic and
I was gonna say.
not so easily felled.
Damn. Joe, a stinky ass breath out of his face.
Fleeing so readily, Unicron.
No devourer, transforming.
For what?
Beg not for mercy, behold blackening sky. Against mine chaos, even gods will die.
Well, he's not a god. He's beyond that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Come on, Galactus.
Galactus meets your challenge.
Hell yeah, he does.
This world will bring destruction to it all.
We have just destroyed universes and shit, man. Universes and galaxies, all kinds of shit exploded.
True immortality.
Yeah, that must be Dark Unicron.
I have no patience left. Return thy dreams into the void where none may hear your screams.
Oh, is he gonna possess the nullifier? Bruh.
You know not the power which you command.
Of course I do. Your death I thus demand. Finally, I have won.
I doubt it.
I've seen your power, bringer of chaos. Yet by my vigor thou hast much need. Witness the last fate that awaits you thus. For almighty Galactus must now feed.
We know Galactus and Unicron were beings who could manipulate reality itself and do basically anything.
Older than the universe, unbound by time, they had each other matched in a lot of ways.
So it ultimately came down to which of them was more powerful.
Both could threaten an entire infinite...
Unicron showed skilled characters who can immediately threaten an infinite number of timelines, and the Unicron singularity was stated to affect the approximately 17th dimensional multiverse. However,
multiverse, but Unicron could only do so over time, devouring them one by one.
While Galactus's battle with the Scryer and the other threatened to destroy the entire Marvel multiverse as just a side effect.
Not to mention, Galactus tussles with...
The Marvel multiverse is much larger. Not only are there infinite timelines and spatial dimensions, but an infinite number of infinite multiverses. Galactus' fight with the Other and the Scryer was going to reach oblivion, which exists beyond all of that.
Cosmic beings like himself all the time.
While Unicron is usually the top dog in Transformers, he's a big fish in a relatively small pond. Relative to Marvel, at least.
Yeah.
That might sound better for Unicron at first, but it means he has way less experience than Galactus in full-on fights against dudes his size.
And while Unicron has used Dark Energon...
Galactus has absorbed the essence of evil beings such as Dormammu before and easily resisted his attempt to corrupt him. Dark Energon would be no different.
To infect and corrupt other beings in the past, Galactus technically doesn't have a soul thanks to his cosmic rebirth from Galen. And he's fended off mental attacks before, so there's no real reason to think that would work here.
And as lame as it is, the ultimate...
The Griever at the end of all things, an abstract comparable to Eternity and Never Queen, was also threatened by the Ultimate Nullifier.
Nullifier is just really, really overpowered.
Despite Unicron being able to survive the destruction of his spark, the Ultimate Nullifier is significantly more...
Unicron has been affected by cosmic weapons similar to the Ultimate Nullifier in the past, such as the Star Saber and the Terminus Blade, and has no resistance to its power.
Thorough. Consider the time it was used against Abraxas, a being that embodied the abstract concept of the multiverse's destruction.
Sounds like somebody you know? Even against someone like
Maybe.
that, the good old only know...
Alrighty, Galactus and Unicron had similar reality warping powers, but Galactus was much tougher and more powerful. His Ultimate Nullifier could destroy conceptual beings like Unicron, and he was able to resist corruption by the Dark Energon. However, his cosmic hunger did drain his stamina. Unicron was nearly impossible to kill traditionally. However, he could not resist the Ultimate Nullifier, was weaker than a satiated Galactus, and it was much harder for him to regenerate his body.
Only had no problem erasing him from reality, and the same would happen to Unicron, while Galactus could always hide in that pocket dimension, just as he escaped the Nullifier before.
Unicron was an insanely terrifying threat, but Galactus had the power, experience, and arsenal to ultimately annihilate him.
If you thought Galactus was going down in this fight, you were Unicron.
The winner is Galactus. Season 10.
Alrighty. That fight was pretty awesome. Up next, we have got Omni-man versus Bardock. No, Bardock was tough, but technically I'm pretty sure his Super Saiyan isn't canon for him. So I don't know if they'll use it. They probably will, because it's so well known. But the thing I've seen people debate this before, probably when this video came out and it was popular. And one of the things I kept seeing was like people would compare Bardock to King Vegeta, which is fair. He was getting up there. He was definitely one of the strongest Saiyans, despite not being elite, and had a power level of like at least 10,000, because I think that's like at least a base minimal for becoming a Super Saiyan. But everyone always points to a specific scene when it's like a flashback, or some people are remembering something, or they're talking about the Saiyans or something like that. And it shows King Vegeta and a bunch of other Saiyans standing on a planet. And King Vegeta does this attack, and then it zooms out to like 3 planets exploding. And everyone's like, oh, he was strong enough to blow up 3 planets by himself. Well, Omni-Man had to team up with other people and run through a planet to destroy it. Well, first of all, yeah, it's harder to destroy a planet by ramming through it than blasting it apart with an energy beam. So it would require other people, first of all. But second of all, I don't think he was actually destroying 3 planets there. Like, where's the proof for that? Saiyans can't breathe in space. So you're telling me he blew up the planet he was standing on and 2 nearby planets with a bunch of weaker Saiyans on the planet beside him, including his son. I mean, maybe his son was stronger than him at that point. But either way, he had his son and multiple weaker Saiyans beside him, and you're telling me he blew up the planet and 2 planets that were beside him. And then what? Like, there was no ships in that shot. He can't breathe in space. So you telling me they just, what, died? Because that makes 0 sense. Obviously, they didn't die. So to me, that was just a representation of, like, this is what Frieza and the Saiyans are doing. They travel from place to place, and they destroy the planets or sell them. So, my point being, like, I think Omni-Man is probably wins this fight, but a lot of people were pissed about it because they were basically hyping up Bardock more than he actually is. Like, I'm not saying he can't destroy planets. He probably can. But he's not destroying 3 planets by flicking his wrist and doing a casual energy attack like how it showed in the fucking clip that everyone talks about. Like, King Vegeta was not that strong. Bardock is not that strong. You need to be way stronger than a power level of 10,000 to destroy multiple planets casually. Oh, he's about to get fucking snuffed.
Omni-Man versus Bardock.
The ostracized Viltrumite and the doomed Saiyan.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Omni-Man, Earth's once greatest hero. Alongside the Guardians of the Globe, he protected the world from all manner of threats. And then, in a single day, it all went horribly wrong.
Well, horribly right, actually. That was the whole plan.
Champion of Earth, best-selling author J.K. Simmons, yet it was all a charade. With his murderous rampage only brought to a halt thanks to his
awesome mustache was a lie. It let us down.
Viltrum. which I hear is a totally lovely utopia.
Through brutal Mortal Kombat.
With a K! Or, wait, no, that came later.
Yeah, that came
are among
later.
the most powerful beings in the...
Real name, Noel Ann. So stupid. Also known as Nolan Grayson, and Omni-man, 2,000 plus years old. Really, only 2,000? I feel like he was way older than that. 6'2" or 1.88 meters, 250 pounds or 114 kilograms, heir to the Viltrumite Empire Argol. Interesting. Likes Mark, Debbie, writing, and bugs. So he's the heir to like the Empire or whatever, or the Emperor, but he's not the strongest, right? Like Conquest and Thrag are both tougher than him.
The universe, even more so after they purged the weaker members of their species.
As
a
Conquest.
vanguard of the Viltrumite Empire, Omni-Man infiltrated Earth as Nolan Grayson, expected to prepare the planet for Imperial assimilation.
Which should have been easy, since he's got your classic strongman superpowers and he's basically invulnerable, easily knocking around asteroids the size of Texas.
He can fly at
He's basically
unbelievable
Superman.
speeds, soaring from Earth to the planet Thraxa in under 1 week. Thraxa is, quote, a couple galaxies away, give or take, so a minimum of 2 galaxies.
Frank's Red Hot, the greatest of all time. Eat the goat.
Hi, Canada. I'm Don from the province
That's a weird
with
commercial for
stampede
hot
of
sauce.
opportunities, Alberta. I'm proud of CPP investment.
Beyond the Milky Way's neighbor Andromeda is the lesser-known Triangulum Galaxy, which is over 2.7 million light-years away. Reaching it in under 1 week means Omni-Man must have flown over 142 million times faster than light.
Oh, and
Bruh.
Viltrumites can't breathe in space.
Accelerated healing, light, heat and cold resistance, inhuman longevity, smart atom physiology, and superhuman
So
physique.
he held his breath the whole way, and it's not like he was in a rush. He was on a soul-searching trip, contemplating the significance of smashing his own son's face in.
He turned that shit
Yeah,
to
this is why
mush.
I'm never having kids.
You're missing out. But according to another Viltrumite, Thetis, a bunch of other Viltrumites who actually were in a hurry flew to Viltrum across the Virgo supercluster in less than 24 hours.
That's over 20 billion times faster than light.
You don't really
Bruh.
need to rush anyway. The older a Viltrumite gets, the slower they age.
According to the Invincible Handbook, Nolan is over 2,000 years old. And regardless of age, Viltrumites don't suffer muscle fatigue like humans do, so they rarely ever tire out.
Seriously?
Oh,
He's
shit,
got
and-
parenting easy mode on. And
See, that's another thing. He can't tire out. He can't, like, he doesn't get tired by normal standards. A Saiyan definitely does. You know, Vegeta is a prime example of using all your energy right at the beginning of a fucking fight.
he couldn't even handle that. I would have killed for that back when my daughter was born.
Well, you would have to be a Viltrumite first. A Viltrumite's body contains smart atoms, which they subconsciously manipulate. This cellular structure can effectively recall certain states of being regardless of their present environment, reacting to changes at an atomic level to perform the impossible.
Yeah, like surviving your intestines getting ripped out, or even more scary, ripping out your whole beard all at once.
Ow!
Only a Viltrumite could pull off something that disturbing.
Nolan is incredibly tough, but if he faces superior forces, his smart atoms can adjust to make him even stronger by comparison. This is why Viltrumites are considered invincible.
Most weapons in the universe can't even scratch a Viltrumite like him.
Even a ship's cannon like this one can't take down a Viltrumite, and it obliterated a massive solar disk nearly half the size of a star.
Speaking of planets, he's strong enough to shatter one by flying straight through it. A planet so big it has a whole ring around it.
The Roche limit factor dictates the size a celestial body must be in order to disperse orbiting material as a ring. In short, an Earth-sized planet can't support...
That's another thing. In all of Dragon Ball, I don't think we've ever seen... I mean, there was Namek, which was probably denser than a regular planet. But I don't think we've ever seen anyone destroy a planet with rings on it, which, as they're explaining, is, you know, bigger. Earth-sized planets can only sustain such a ring temporarily, while Viltrum's ring existed for thousands of years.
Such a ring, meaning this one must be much larger.
And don't get me started on how the ring is actually made up of dead bodies because, spoilers, Just go read the comic.
If Roche is
Yeah,
doing it
that's
for
fucked up.
you, this planet also supports 5 moons in its orbit, and even the smallest is a perfect sphere, meaning its own gravity shaped it. At minimum, a moon like that must have a diameter of 600 kilometers, or 370 miles. Comparing this to the planet's diameter, we can tell this world is nearly 14 times larger than Earth.
Or it was before.
Yeah, and see, another thing, I don't think we've ever seen them destroy a planet that big in Dragon Ball. So, like, that's already, like, you know, I mean, there's points in Omni-Man's favor that people just seem to ignore because they're like, oh, he's a weaker rip-off version of Superman. And it's like, yeah, but he's still strong. I mean, even if he was destroying only if he's responsible for a third of that because he had 2 other people helping him. Like, that's still, like, 3 times bigger than the size of our planet. And you can do that just by flying into it really fast. Who in Dragon Ball do you know who can destroy a planet by flying through it and not firing a beam that hits the core and causes the planet to detonate? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all this stuff because I don't like Dragon Ball. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. Way more than Invincible. I think I've only seen the first season of Invincible, and that's it. But when people ignore facts and just want people from Dragon Ball to win because Dragon Ball is like one of the shows known for blowing up planets on the regular, it irks me, it bugs me, because it's like, just because they can blow up a planet doesn't mean they're automatically invincible. Or, you know, automatically gonna win any fight you throw them into. He escaped a black hole, redirected a Texas-sized asteroid, destroyed Viltrum with some help, flew between galaxies in under a week, which, again, that's faster than anything Bardock can pull off. Slaughtered the Guardians of the Globe, can do Fortnite dances with the best of them, has defeated Invincible, Alan the Alien, also known as Seth Rogen, and the Space Racer.
Or, you know, kablam!
Now, Omni-Man does have his weaknesses. Monsters
Obviously.
like Ragnar's can pierce Viltrumite flesh, and he's extremely sensitive to a specific high-pitch frequency, which can destabilize his body's equilibrium.
But his real weakness turned out to be, you guessed it, fatherhood. Thanks to his son,
God
Mark,
damn it.
Nolan began to re-examine
It's
his
always the
perspective and his
parenthood
place
bullshit.
in the universe. He settled down in a new place, got himself a new job, and even had a new kid with his new wife, who's a bug. The bug lady.
Fucking
he
jerk,
banged
why
a
didn't you
bug.
just go back
Why,
and be a
Omni-Man?
fucking...
How? Omni-Man?
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, you could have just went back and been a fucking dad and husband to the family you already had, instead of starting a new family like a fucking piece of shit.
Everyone deals with parenting stress in their own way. When Nolan was lecturing to Mark about how insignificant people are, Mark wasn't the only one he was trying to convince, if you catch my drift.
Nolan Grayson's real mission isn't planetary conquest or saving the innocent. It's to discover if a violent man who can break the world can also be a good father.
Godspeed, Omni-Man.
What? I'm having company over. Or am I?
I
Sweeten the
don't
small
know,
stuff.
and I don't care. It's fucking whipped cream. Why you acting like you're fucking, like, walking around in lingerie?
In the far reaches of the cosmos laid a world with a people like no other, born
Thus
and
they
raised
end.
to do just one thing: fight.
The Saiyans, a proud warrior people from the planet Vegeta, ruled by
King Vegeta.
Vegeta. Well, narcissist.
And his son,
Exactly.
Prince
Pride
Vegeta.
blinded them to the truth of their impending doom. But perhaps one
Yeah.
Saiyan represented the best of them, even during their waning glory days.
I don't know about that,
Cool.
but
He's
sure.
crude. He's got a bad attitude, and if he goes apeshit, you're totally screwed. And guess what? He's father of Goku.
Oh wow, I never would have guessed.
I mean, yeah,
What a
no,
curveball.
never would have
So
saw
what does
it
that make
coming.
Turles?
Who?
Bardock was a
Non-canon.
cold-blooded
Makes him
killer,
non-canon.
ruthlessly conquering planets in service to the Saiyans' true overseer, Lord Frieza.
They didn't just conquer planets, they
Name Bardock. Age 30 plus years. Height 5'10" or 1.78 meters. Weight 192 pounds or 87 kilograms. Likes Geen, Kakarot, and his teammates. Hates Frieza, Dodoria, and motherfucking time travel. Also rocks a sick bandana covered in the blood of his fallen teammates.
Wiped out every living thing,
hardcore.
Leaving Frieza uninhabited rocks to sell away. Bardock was an asshole. Well, it really wasn't.
Bardock's story has evolved over the years, with multiple iterations
Fair.
to draw from.
Including one where he's a brilliant scientist.
But only one is considered officially canon. Bardock's demeanor began to shift when he met and eventually married fellow warrior Guinea, and had two sons, Raditz and Kakarot.
No, Bardock didn't go totally soft. He was still a ruthless warrior. You know that iconic red headband of his? It's stained with the blood of his fallen friends. Hardcore.
Bardock could fly, move faster than light, and was naturally adept in using his ki as an explosive weapon.
AKA shooting lasers from his hands. True to his brutal screw-you nature.
Key manipulation gives him access to the Final Spirit Cannon, Flight, Full Power Energy Wave, Future Sight, Rebellion Hammer, and Rebellion Spear. He can also transform into a Great Ape, and they did give him a Super Saiyan form, like I thought they would.
Bardock's moves are all about overwhelming power. His final spirit cannon is like a key-powered bazooka. His rebellion hammer punch ignites enemies on contact, and his rebellion spear basically turns him into a supercharged battering ram. The guy has no chill. He will run you over, break your spine, light you on fire, and then move on to the next guy. All in a day's work for a Saiyan.
Marriage didn't change that. While Bardock cared for Guinea, in fact being one of few Saiyans of his time to actually have a romantic partner, he was still no family man. Like most Saiyans, he saw his sons as nothing more than future soldiers.
Bardock was a low-class warrior, so it was unlikely his kids would grow up to be anything more than battlefield fodder.
But they would still possess the Saiyans' power, a transformation that was the key to their planetary devastation.
Big Monkey!
Under the light of a full moon, a Saiyan with a tail manifests the Uzaru.
This great ape form increases Bardock's power tenfold, turning him into an unstoppable kaiju. Quick, someone call Yajirobe!
While some Saiyans can maintain control over this berserker form, low-class warriors like Bardock don't receive the same level of training as those of higher birth. Prince Vegeta's control is so precise he can speak while changed, but Bardock cannot.
Hell, it's questionable if he even remembers everything that happens when he goes full-tilt gorilla. The Saiyan strategy is pretty much just monkey see, monkey smash.
Despite being
literally
low-class, Bardock's power level nearly matched that of King Vegeta, who could destroy multiple planets at once. At about
see, that's what I mean. Like, this is the scene I'm talking about. Watch what happens.
That of King Vegeta.
He's standing here with his son, Nappa, and 3 random low-class Saiyans, because this is the low-class Saiyan armor.
Who could
he reaches out with one hand, presumably firing only one attack, but yet this blows up,
multiple planets at,
and then these detonate at a different time, meaning they got hit by a different fucking beam or something. You're telling me that he's standing on one of these planets? That he's just standing there exploding on one of these with 3 low-class Saiyans, Nappa and his son. You're saying that that Nappa and 3 low-class Saiyans were able to survive these explosions. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I don't believe that this is happening in real time like people are saying or thinking it is. I feel like this is just a representation of what they do or what they're capable of. Like, he can't actually blow up 3 planets with a flick of his wrist.
Once. At about this time, King Vegeta's power level was around 10,000.
Yeah, we know power levels are kinda janky.
Vegeta's power level of 18,000 in the Saiyan Saga, having long surpassed King Vegeta, supports the dub's claim. Bardock also survived a one-sided fight with Dodoria, whose power level was 22,000.
Nobody can agree on what the number really means.
Outside of his fight with Gas, Bardock doesn't really show any high-end feats in canon, but we can use power levels to compare him to other.
See, and that's another thing. I think power levels is just how much ki someone has, like not their fighting ability, just how much ki they are able to produce.
other characters with similar levels to better understand his potential.
Like when his son fought Prince Vegeta. What?
You know, it represents the strength of your key attacks, not how strong or fast you actually are.
Come on. Just grab and stack for the game. Just get them delivered, you.
What's the scouter say about his power level? It's over 8,000. Yeah, the dub changed it to fit Vegeta's lip flaps, but we only cover the cold hard truth, damn it.
According to this movie pamphlet, Goku's power level between his fight with Vegeta and his trip to Namek was 10,000. This lines up with that previous reading and puts him on par with Bardock. Goku's training during the trip eventually raised him to 90,000 upon arrival, but this gives us a clear window.
Yeah, early in the trip he had to dodge a bunch of incoming asteroids and blast his ship away from a star, which is impressive considering the speed involved.
The planet Namek is outside Earth's quadrant of the universe, and it took his ship 6 days to make the journey. Traveling a quarter of the universe's diameter would put the ship over 9.5 trillion times the speed of light.
And Goku would have had to keep up with that kind of speed to do.
One of the strongest Saiyans of his time, held off an attack by thousands of elite soldiers, conquered many planets including Kanasa and the planet Serial, gained future sight from Tulo, saved Goku from Frieza's extermination, and has defeated Team Dodoria, Chilled, and Gas.
All that other stuff
makes sense given far weaker characters could reach the moon in a fraction of a second. Should be trivial enough for Bardock.
All this speed and power meant when Bardock and his team assaulted the planet Serial, they went cheerio!
Bardock ravaged the planet, annihilating its people, until he found 2 survivors, a mother and her child. Some may call it weakness, others a moment of clarity, but Bardock was suddenly reminded of his wife and recently born son. He chose to spare the 2, and even pushed himself far past his limits to protect them from his own Frieza.
The Heaters and Gas were comparable to elite Frieza soldiers such as Zarbon or the Ginyu Force. Bardock's mid-battle strength increase was also comparable to a Great Ape, implying a 10 times boost.
Force allies, who taunted that Frieza had dire plans for the Saiyans' future.
This moment changed Bardock, making him more appreciative of his family and cautious of Frieza. When all the Saiyans were called back to Planet Vegeta for mysterious reasons, he had a hunch something was up. So, before his final stand, smashing through hundreds of soldiers before coming face to face with the Tyrant, he sent his youngest kid away for protection. A choice that allowed his son to thrive. And hey, that's what good parents do.
A choice
that
would have a greater significance than Bardock could ever imagine.
And then Dildo Dickhead blew them all up and he died.
Or did he?
Did he? Bardock got killed so freaking hard he got blasted back in time.
Actually, he was pulled away by these 2.
Bardock briefly survived Frieza's supernova attack in this continuity, an attack with a yield of 20 quadrillion TNT. Attack with a yield of 20 quetatons? I think they might have misspelled that. Anyway, a shit ton of TNT. As a Super Saiyan, he'd also scale above Saiyan Saga Vegeta, whose destruction of Arlia equaled 4.5 quetatons. Having letters and stuff change on you is not fun, man.
Who miscalculated and misplaced him incorrectly in the time stream.
Blah, 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 non-canon, whatever. He survived. And when he realized what happened, he got so unbelievably pissed off, he went Super Saiyan. What?
Alright, this is very much an alternate universe what-if scenario, and it is jarring. But think about it. The Super Saiyan form is not achieved through training alone. It requires dedication, introspection, victory, failure, love, and loss. Frieza destroyed the Saiyans because he feared the possibility of the Super Saiyan, a Saiyan with power that could rival his own. But perhaps Bardock's transformation was more than simply a what-if. He had begun to take the very steps his son later would to achieve the form. Perhaps if Frieza had hesitated, even for a moment, his fear would have manifested before him right then and there.
Damn, pour one out for Bardock, who figured out how to be the truest Saiyan right at the end of it all. I know Kakarot would be proud. Hey, shout out to everyone who believed in us during our
death battle. There's limit over the and the new
join more
with the code death battle.
Seriously,
all right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
What the fuck? Fucking Omni-man.
Sharpie S-Gel. No smear, no smudge, no bleed. That's the impact of Sharpie in a gel pen.
Well, didn't you hear them? It's time for a death battle.
Great. Another gross bug planet.
This planet isn't anyone's to conquer.
Don't underestimate me!
Yeah, I expect Bardock to put up a good fight, but he's not winning
like this. My son, sticking his nose in places he's not ready for.
My sons would kick his ass!
That he would. Goku would destroy Invincible. But you're not winning this fight. Hell, you probably destroy Invincible too. You're not beating Omni.
Whatever you are, you're an embarrassment.
I'll show you an embarrassment. You don't have to be a dick about it, Omni-Man.
The real power of a Saiyan.
Am I supposed to be impressed?
Not yet. Yeah, another thing, he should at least be taking some damage. Like, it doesn't look like he's been taking damage, but I mean, Red Rush damaged him. Yeah, he's gotten stronger since then, but still.
Shit.
Yeah, that's gonna. Ow. Smacked him with his own tail. That's just not cool.
No. My sons need me. I won't let you take me from my
Sorry, but you don't really have a choice. Like I said, put up a good fight, but you're not winning this. This is a whole Goku versus Superman scenario for you. He's just a barrier you can't overcome. He's not at this level. If he were Xenoverse Bardock with Super Saiyan 3, maybe, but nah. Oh.
You said Saiyan. Remember it.
Oh, you're just gonna let him burn up in the sun? Not cool.
Fuck.
KO! Okay, these Gokus have got to stop picking fights with guys in capes.
Pitting Saiyan
Fair
against
enough.
Vegemite is fascinating. Among the many similarities, 5 specific categories stand out.
Starting with
Oh shit,
speed.
5.
Bardock is much faster, given his power level.
Bardock's future sight from his original appearance was not influential due to its unreliability and inconsequential influence on presently occurring events.
And Goku dodging asteroids at 9.5 trillion times light speed, much higher than the Viltrumite's fastest speed. Add on the 50 times multiplier from Super Saiyan, and it's a huge difference.
Right, Bardock.
Omni-man could possibly scale to Universa, who flew from beyond the observable universe to Earth and back in under a day, 34 trillion times faster than light. Bardock would still exceed such a speed with his Super Saiyan transformation.
Clearly has the speed advantage, but strength and durability are another story.
Though it doesn't seem like it at first, Bardock scales to King Veggie, who wrecked 3 planets at once, and Omni-Man
Still
only
don't
smashed
believe
1.
that's how
But
that
given
move
how
actually
big
went.
that one planet was, the numbers are actually pretty similar, until we factor in the Super Saiyan boost, right?
Well, there's a catch. A major plot point in Invincible involves the coalition of planets admitting that their weapons cannot hurt Viltrumites.
So, when their ship's cannon obliterated this gigantic solar disk, it highlighted just how tough the Viltrumites really are.
This disk completely blocked the sunlight and heat between a planet and its star. And this is no ordinary planet. It's
The cannon that destroyed the disk has a smaller diameter than the body of a Viltrumite, so the blast's large surface area at a distance would not impact scaling. Conquest also destroyed the ship later despite the fact that it can withstand its own firepower, again cementing Viltrumites as superior.
size and density are so high that its inhabitants are as strong as Viltrumites just due to living in its natural gravity. To fully block the light to such a planet and remain in consistent orbit, the disk would need to be positioned at its L1 point, the spot that creates an uninterrupted view between sun and satellite, and the disk itself must be about half the diameter of the star in question. This means the scaling of the disk puts it.
Weapons that can kill Viltrumites, such as the Infinity Ray, have greater feats such as causing supernovas. This also applies to Viltrum's destruction, which could have been deadly due to the core's heat, the Infinity Ray, and the speed of impact.
At 3 septillion tons.
That's 24 zeros!
Which makes Omni-Man over 11,000.
Examining this another way, the high end for King Vegeta's planet busting is 12.8 quintatons, putting Bardock's max potential at 7,704 quintatons. The disk feat's high end is 120,000 quintatons.
Star in question. This means the scaling of the disk puts it at 3 septillion tons.
That's 24 zeros!
Which makes Omni-Man over 11,000 times stronger than base Bardock.
Not even the Great Ape or Super Saiyan forms could make up that difference. So strength goes to Nolan.
Still, numbers aren't everything. As far as versatility in combat goes, neither had one distinct advantage that could win outright.
Omni-Man survives in space for much longer, but Bardock barely squeaks out the edge here thanks to his ranged versatility with key attacks and, of course, Super Saiyan.
Okay, let's address the Super Saiyan Bardock thing. It's perfectly fair to question whether or not the form should be in this comparison at all. However, even with the form included, Nolan still takes this, especially when it comes to our last 2 categories, experience and stamina.
Yep, Omni-Man's been around a lot longer than Bardock, over 2,000 years, and even with Super Saiyan, Bardock's no master of the form.
And without that mastery, the form drains.
Regardless of Bardock's own endurance, even with his tail, the Super Saiyan form requires extensive training to improve its power and efficiency over extended periods.
Drains the user's energies at an increased rate. Which brings us to what may be Omni-Man's most surprising advantage.
Those weird smart atoms.
Saiyans like Bardock can fight for days on end, but only for so long. Bardock possesses a limited pool of ki, which only depletes faster when using super forms like the Great Ape. In contrast, Omni-Man's biology.
Omni-Man had higher strength, better durability and stamina, and far more experience, but he was less versatile with his attack options. Bardock, on the other hand, had higher speed and better ranged options, but his ki was limited, and he had no mastery over either of his super forms.
prevents him from tiring in most cases, letting him travel across whole galaxies for weeks non-stop. And his smart atoms adjust to counter whatever physical strain he's subjected to.
Bardock's crazy speed and power made him a real challenge.
But Nolan's strength, experience, and sheer endurance presented an unstoppable and unshakable force that would inevitably land the killing blow.
When push came to shove, Omni-man raised the Bardock.
The winner is Omni-man.
Next time on...
No need to watch it next time, because we're going to see it right now. We got Joker versus Giorno. I think that's how you pronounce that. I haven't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I haven't played Persona, so I don't know anything about either of these characters. But I am an anime fan, so we're gonna go with the Giorno guy from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I feel like a stand beats a Persona anyways, but we'll see. Oh, Marvel Snap is sponsoring them. That's a good game.
This battle is sponsored by Marvel Snap.
Joker versus Giorno.
The Phantom Thief of Hearts and JoJo's Golden Gangstar.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a death battle.
Ren Amamiya wasn't prepared for this to happen. When he witnessed an innocent woman being harassed and stepped in, he had no idea her assailant was one of Japan's most prominent politicians.
Poor Ren was
really?
forced to leave town.
Damn, bad luck for that guy. Real name Ren Ayamaya. I always butcher it because I try to pronounce them like exactly how I'm looking at it. That's like never how it's pronounced. Also known as Akira Kurosu, Senpai, and Joker. 5'9" or 175 centimeters, 17 years old. Has worked as a coffee barista, floral assistant, has been a student, and also a Phantom Thief. Likes older women, cats, and hamburgers. Hey, you and me both, man. Older women for the win, for sure. Dislikes corrupt adults. With you there. Chalk and jail cells. I'm with you on the jail cells and corrupt adults, but why do you not like chalk? That's a weird thing to dislike. I mean, I'm not saying I like chalk, but I don't really have a strong opinion on it, is my point. Spent 10 years in spin-off hell. Ah, damn, that's a bad run, man. And is apparently an excellent dancer.
Friends and transfer to Shujin Academy. There's definitely more fun ways to ruin your life.
But his run-ins with corrupt authority figures was only just beginning.
One might call it a theme. And it wouldn't just be dealing with your garden variety scumbag gym teachers. Ren and his new friends found themselves in a whole new world. The Metaverse!
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's scary. Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Of Carl Jung, this collective unconscious is like an alternate reality formed from the amalgamated thoughts and feelings of mankind. What humans believe, or even what they fear, directly shapes it.
And inside this crazy mental realm, those who have been corrupted by power and abuse the weak have become evil superpowers, just like how they're viewed by many of their victims in the real world. Victims like Ren and his friends, Ryuji, An, Makoto, Pancakes, and the animal.
They may have been helpless against crushing institutional might in the real world, but in the metaverse, they had a way to fight back.
This actually seems pretty cool.
As part of the summoner's inner self, personas can become
incredibly
powerful spirits.
By using their personas to battle their foes in the metaverse and steal their hearts, the source of their moral corruption, Ren and company could cause such foes to repent in the real world. So the friends formed a band called the Phantom Thieves, with Ren as their leader, codenamed Joker.
And Joker's first persona.
So they're technically like brainwashing people then. I mean, they're doing it for a good reason. It's, you know, sort of a byproduct, but they're technically going in, killing the alternate version of them and brainwashing them into like making amends with people and shit.
The awesome Arsene.
With razor-sharp claws and the ability to curse enemies with dark energy, Arsene was an excellent persona to start with.
But Joker's a wild card.
Third Eye personas. Arsene, Jack Frost, Yoshi soon, Pixie, etc. Ultimate personas: Alice, Lucifer, Odin, Metatron, Satanel, etc. Velvet Room, Physical, Gun, Elemental, Nuke, Holy, and Dark skills, Healing, Element, Buff, and Debuff spells, Shield and Barrier spells, Almighty skills, and bypasses any defense. Wild card. Social confidence, summoning multiple personas, Will of Rebellion, and Unshaken Will.
Literally, he can capture as many personas as he wants. He's gotta catch them all, because they each have their own crazy powers. From shooting fire, ice, and lightning, to dishing out status effects, healing, and resistances, to lobbing actual nukes at the baddies.
So Joker can fight with manifestations of deities like Beelzebub, Odin, and Jesus Christ.
What the fuck even is that?
Way different than in the paintings I've seen. Oh, hey, did you know that a persona is connected to their
Beelzebub, Odin, and Jesus Christ.
Wow, he looks way different than in the paintings I've seen. Oh, hey, did you know that a
God
persona
damn.
is connected to their user's own stamina? So when a persona is shattered, even though it's not like dead, it does rattle the user pretty badly.
Well, without his personas, Joker can...
Good to know. Daggers, experimental drugs, grappling hook, metaverse navigator, model guns, soma, thieves tool, and omnipotent orb.
Still rely on his guns, grappling hooks, smoke bombs, etc.
Might not sound like much compared to summoning actual Satan, but in the metaverse, perception is reality. No, really, it actually works like that.
In the real world, Joker's gun is only a prop. However, with Joker's reputation in the metaverse, this prop becomes a god killer. As the Phantom Thieves' reputation increased, so did their power, simply because that's how they were perceived.
Kinda like how personas are empowered by the social links Joker possesses with his friends. Yes, in the world of Persona, hanging out with your buds makes you stronger. Anime! Game!
At their max,
I mean,
social links can bring a wildcard user back from the brink of death, instilling them with willpower greater than the rest of humanity combined. I guess meticulously gardening your friends like a sociopath has its benefits.
Hey, Wiz, have a cold one on me.
Thanks. Looks like our relationship meter's maxed out.
Oh, yeah. Well, guess there's no point to us hanging out anymore. Later, loser, I'm gonna go do untested pharmaceuticals and date my teacher.
Oh.
What?
Wait, date your what?
Yeah, date your... What the fuck? And why was she in a maid costume? Okay, maybe I don't want to check out this game. I have so many questions now. What the fuck?
Domino's best deal ever. Get any hand-tossed pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for only $13.
Over the course of his adventures leading the Phantom Thieves, Joker's bonds made him as powerful as the gods he commands. He can dodge Lucifer's Morning Star, which summons an energy beam that travels several light years in seconds, millions of times faster than light.
Or survive a cheeseburger that exploded big.
First human in history to save Igor, dodged lasers and star-crossing beams, knocked around a piggy bank weighing over 62,000 tons, tanked a nebula-sized Big Bang burger, fought on equal ground with Yu Narukami, survived the Valentine's Day Massacre, whatever the fuck that is, and defeated Yalda Baoth, Gilgamesh, Enel, Maruki, and Samuel.
Enough to eclipse a nebula. Talk about having stomach problems. No wonder Joker can face off against opponents that can reshape all of reality.
Like Maruki, who used the metaverse to rewrite all of reality to fit his desires.
Or Yalda Baoth, who merged the real world and metaverse together.
It was in this battle with Yalda Baoth that Joker upgraded Arsene to create Satanael, the biblical angel of vengeance.
With a big-ass gun? Or save this reality, bitch!
Its primary attack, Sinful Shell, is imbued with what is known
Shin Megami Tensei, if canonically, takes place in the same universe as Persona, which is a spin-off timeline. Therefore, attributes of almighty spells in Shin Megami Tensei
Is
apply.
almighty energy, which can bypass any defense, even that from the omnipotent orb, which can explicitly rewrite reality.
Yes, very good. Big ass gun whiz!
And with a shot heard around the world, Joker and his friends prove that you're never too young to change society for the better, no matter how arduous the forces against you may be.
If the man is keeping you down, just call up the Phantom Thieves to put them in their place. They'll never see it coming.
As far back as he could remember, Giorno Giovanna always wanted to be a gangster.
'Cause damn it feels good to be a gangster. Gone are the
Fair
days
enough.
of leaving horse heads in your enemy's bed or squeezing their head in a vice till they pop. Giorno wanted to be a different kind of gangster.
A more progressive, metrosexual kind of mob boss.
A gangstar.
A shy, withdrawn
Really?
boy on the streets of Naples, Giorno's life changed the day he saved a wounded mobster. In return, he was rewarded with future protection from abuse and isolation. This act of reciprocal kindness convinced Giorno of the value of the mob as a social organization, if only it was commanded by the right person.
Someone like Giorno. All he had to do was...
Birth name Harano Shiobana. 5'8" or 173 centimeters, 15 years old. Only 15. Occupation, boss of passion. Likes octopus salad, gangsters, and epic piano. Dislikes drugs, corruption, and pointless things. Biological son of Dio Brando and Jonathan Joestar. Don't ask. What do you mean, don't ask? That. Oh, why does anime have to be so weird and confusing? How is that possible? They're two guys. How do you... Like, is there a mom? Like, does he have two dads and a mom somehow? Or is it literally just those two made a kid? Whatever. Can fold his ear into his head. Neat trick, I guess. Cool.
take control of the Neapolitan Mafia, Passione, and their army of superpowered assassins. Ambitious? Maybe. But hey, he's the bastard son of the insane vampire douche lord himself, Dio Brando.
Who conceived Giorno while possessing the body of his arch-enemy, Jonathan Joestar.
Okay.
This technically makes Giorno both a Brando and a Jojo.
Hence the name, Jojo. Get it?
Well, he didn't just inherit the name, but also the Joestar bloodline's power. Giorno possesses a stand, gold experience.
Stands are invisible, intangible, punchy ghosts that protect their user and come with incredible superpowers, like stopping time, making fiction into reality, or cooking Italian food. God damn, give me that one.
And Giorno's gold
Fair
experience
enough.
has perhaps the greatest potential of
Damage reflection. Healing replaces missing body parts, can create vaccines for deadly poisons. Intangibility. Life creation creates any plant or animal life. And life shot overloads the target's senses.
any stand in the series. With just a touch, it can imbue inanimate objects with golden life energy,
turning them into any plant or animal in an instant and back again. Giorno uses this with maximum creativity, like disguising a gun as a banana so you accidentally blow your own brains out. A gorilla's worst nightmare.
Giorno is, frankly, a
fair.
super genius when it comes to gold experience's abilities.
Like transforming bullets into flesh to heal the very wounds they made, or changing a brick into a snake that can detect body heat and find a hidden enemy, or turning his teeth into a special kind of jellyfish that filters out the toxins in the piss he was drinking. And I was the only one who did that.
Should the
Wait,
object
what?
Giorno gives life to be a part of a greater whole, like turning a tooth into a fly, it will attempt to return to its original source.
Not only that, any damage Giorno's creations receive will be reflected onto the opponent.
Giorno can even imbue living
What
things
the
with this
fuck?
same energy. This supercharges the target's consciousness, causing them to outpace their physical body, and leaving them totally helpless to counterattack.
It might seem like you got 10 times faster, but you're actually experiencing time at a way slower rate while your body is stuck in the same position. Imagine a Muda to the nuts felt for 20 straight seconds. Forget about it.
Especially when you're hitting as hard as Gold Experience.
Damn,
According
this
to the
guy's
Jojo
OP.
Miller art book written by the mangaka himself,
I might have backed
Gold
the right
Experience
guy.
has a speed rating of A, putting him in the same league as stands like Star Platinum and Silver Chariot, which are
Damn.
faster than light.
And although his strength stat is only a C, he can still shatter cars like glass and keep up with A-strength stands like Sticky Fingers. Perfect for a merciless stand rush that lasts 7 pages long.
Damn,
Dio
dude.
must be so proud.
With Gold Experience at his side, Giorno joined Passione and rose to challenge its reclusive leader, Diavolo.
Wait. Diavolo? You're telling me that Giorno, the son of God, battles the devil, just like Jesus, whose full biblical name is Yeshua, or Joshua. Ben Joseph. Joshua Joseph.
I don't.
Jojo.
We're moving
God
on.
damn
Diavolo's
it.
goal was to get his hands on a stand arrow. And when a stand is pierced by a stand arrow, it evolves.
So,
Okay. So it doesn't die, it gets stronger. What would happen if you took this, like, does it only, is it a one-time use? Does it shatter afterwards? Like, if I took an arrow and I just kept stabbing my stand over and over again, would it just evolve into the ultimate life form?
and transformed Gold Experience into the most broken thing in anime. Gold Experience Requiem.
Requiem stands change the rules.
Flight enhanced life beams reduces any action or effect to 0, nullifies willpower, acts independent of time, acts independent of Giorno's command, can strike targets and into an infinite loop. Yeah. I think I picked the right guy. I think Joker might be cooked.
Entirely. It's almost like they elevate your stand beyond the need for combat.
I mean, unless they're
Gold
fighting in the
Experience Requiem
metaverse.
can, in short, negate any action taken against it and return it to a state of 0, shifting reality.
I don't
back
know,
to
this is gonna be a
square
weird one.
Let's say I woke up this morning, got myself a gun, and fired it at Giorno. With Gold Experience Requiem, no matter how accurate I am, the shot will always miss because I never fired my gun.
That is return to 0. And also
What?
a really horrific example of gun safety. This applies to any attack made against Requiem, including from Diavolo's stand King Crimson, which can infamously skip time, erasing the universe for 10 seconds. And Requiem negated that.
It undid time being erased, while time was already erased, which meant there was no time to unerase the erased time, and
What the fuck?
That's right, Boomstick. Requiem's ability acts independently of time
Anime, man.
itself.
What?
Sound crazy? Well, Requiem can counter the stand made in heaven, which can accelerate time across the whole universe into infinity. So that kind of range of Requiem's ability is actually consistent.
it also reduces your willpower to 0, so you can't even fight back.
Even your death can be returned to 0. After pummeling Diavolo into pulp, Requiem prevented him from dying, forcing him to relive the experience of being killed over and over in a series of never-ending alternate universes.
Dude,
for
why?
Eternity.
Just when you thought
Oh
you
my
were out,
God.
Requiem pulls you back in. The second you hear that piano start,
What the fuck is wrong with anime sometimes? Became the boss of passion, stopped a helicopter with life creation, survived having parts of his face removed, on par with faster than light stands, negated a universe spanning time deletion, and has defeated Black Sabbath, the band? Babyface, White Album, Sio Colata, and Diavolo.
run.
And so, Giorno took control of Passione and turned it
Oh,
into the
Passione.
peacekeeping social organization he always dreamed about.
With its streets free of drugs, Italy's youth could rest easy. Their hopes and dreams could be carried into the future on a golden wind. Vento Areo. Wiz, you gotta play that mobile game with all the card.
Really
You do.
fast.
Go
Some
play
of my
Marvel
favorite
Snap. It's great.
right now is or the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Gold Experience!
Go, are set!
Giorno Giovanna, your heart is twisted. It is
I think they're in the metaverse. Alright. Maybe Joker's got a chance then.
My dreams aren't yours to take.
But I don't think he's gonna win.
Persona! He'll never see it coming. Checkmate. Alice!
Impossible. A second stand.
Damn, lots of teddy bears.
You never took the time to understand my gold experience.
Oh.
All objects given life by gold experience desire to return home.
Damn, Joker, you're getting fucked.
Creates life. I've got to nullify that.
Jack Frost! Ice Age!
Now you're cooked.
Jack Frost! Ice Age!
That's just the way you make me feel.
This Joker Phantasma is justice. This is Requiem.
Yeah. Sorry, Joker. But I figured you were cooked. Oh, maybe not.
If you die now, Joker's gonna kill you again myself.
Maybe you didn't hear me before. Checkmate.
Oh, can he do it? Joker did it! Oh shit! Good on you, my guy.
Giorno never had the makings of a varsity death battle winner.
This was an absolutely fascinating matchup and far from an easy call.
Joker versus base gold experience wasn't close though.
Sure, Giorno's powers threw Joker for a loop, but Joker and his personas were millions of times faster and could take on universe busters.
And there was no doubt Joker could see Giorno.
Shadows and demons share many attributes with stands. Many are invisible to those without spiritual awareness or invulnerable to dimensional attacks. Joker's third eye can also detect entities such as stands.
No stand, considering he could spot similar beings like shadows.
Add in the versatility of Joker's hundreds of personas, and Giorno could get quickly overwhelmed.
But that's where Requiem came in, and the game changed.
With its ability to nullify any action taken against it, even ones that can affect entire universes.
Yeah, I thought he was
Joker's
cooked.
regular arsenal was rendered moot.
Remember, Requiem could act independently of time, so Joker wouldn't be able to avoid Requiem's ability. He'd have to beat it outright.
Take when the Phantom Thieves faced Maruki. The group
Almighty Magic has consistently overcome reality warping from entities far more powerful than Gold Experience Requiem, such as Lucifer and the Devil Summoner series. I was just making sure I didn't miss anything.
couldn't resist the reality warping effects of his powers. He even had an ability that nullified actions against him, similar to Gold Experience Requiem.
But Joker still had an ace up his sleeve. While Requiem can reduce your willpower,
the Velvet Room exists outside of normal space-time and could act as a potential sanctuary from Gold Experience Requiem, similar to how it saved the Phantom Thieves from Yaldabaoth's reality warping.
Zero, Joker's social links were able to recharge him.
And finally, we have Joker's almighty attacks, which could bypass reality warping defenses like the Omnipotent Orb.
Fate is not unbeatable in JoJo. It has been altered by abilities like Soft and Wet Go Beyond and Made in Heaven. Almighty Magic achieves a similar effect.
The perfect counter for Requiem.
And this is actually backed up in JoJo. While Requiem only has one appearance in the manga, it did show up in the game Eyes of Heaven.
There, it faced off against the world over.
Eyes of Heaven was written by the author of JoJo and occurs in the series' wider multiverse. This provides necessary context for Gold Experience Requiem's abilities and weaknesses, which are only touched upon in Part 5.
For Heaven, which can overwrite reality to overpower any attack, including Requiem's return to zero. That meant an almighty attack that
Joker was stronger and faster than Gold Experience. His almighty magic bypassed Gold Experience Requiem. He had more versatile options, and his social confidence and wildcard powers countered willpower negation. However, Gold Experience Requiem could negate many of his other abilities. Giorno had Gold Experience Requiem, but he was less experienced and couldn't defend against almighty skills.
Can bypass reality warping would have the same effect, giving Joker the option he needed to land a killing blow against Requiem's perfect defense.
Dio is such a dick, he literally ruined his own son's death battle.
Giorno was brilliant, but Joker had the versatility, experience, and almighty power for the final blow.
Giorno missed his golden opportunity and had a shell of a time. Hey, Wiz, hear what I said? I said Giorno missed his golden opportunity and he had a shell of a time.
The winner is Joker.
Next time on...
Alrighty, next we have Bowser versus Eggman. I believe this one's gonna be like the Eggman and Wily fight, where it was like the two armies against each other. And I mean, I think Bowser's army is gonna cook Eggman's army. Yeah, I'm going with Bowser. Bowser's like always been my favorite Mario character, or one of my favorite Mario characters, anyways. And I don't know, I've never really been a Sonic fan. I mean, I've played some of the games, but I was always definitely more of a Mario fan than a Sonic fan. So, see if Bowser can pull out the win.
This battle is sponsored by Marvel Snap and Prize Picks.
Oh, Marvel Snap again.
Bowser versus Dr. Eggman.
The king of the Koopas and the baddest of badniks. And they're not alone.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. The Mushroom King.
All official material related to a character is applied to analysis unless found contradictory to primary source material. This includes English translations, certain alternate media, theatrical releases, and crossovers. For example, Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Are not applicable.
A peaceful land of kindness, adventure, love.
Ah, boring! Move aside, princess. It's time this place got way more awesome. Here comes King Koopa himself, better known as Bowser.
The moment this orphan star child was found by Kamek, it was clear Bowser would command the disparate outcasts of the Mushroom world, the Koopa clan.
Sadly, not everyone's born a toad, and they treat these critters like monsters, fated...
Full name, King Bowser Koopa. 34 years old. Really? Huh, okay. Around 10 feet tall or 305 centimeters. His family consists of Bowser Jr., Kamek, the Koopalings, and his dead brother. He's a dead brother? What the fuck? Hobbies include dancing, golf, go-karts, and tennis. His favorite food is cake, drumsticks, or steak. He loves Princess Peach and his family, and he hates the Mario Bros, Yoshi, and swimming. You got against Yoshi.
to a life of infinite jump farming for one-ups.
Bowser wanted a different world, but Princess Peach Toadstool would never allow the evil king's day in the sun. Her light was so bright, Bowser became infatuated with her.
So he turned all the Toads into bricks and kidnapped her, putting their princess in another castle, and another, like 40 years of castles, only to be released if she agrees to marry him and his dad bod.
Yet he was foiled time and time again by those pesky Mario brothers. However, Bowser is nothing if not persistent.
Look at him!
Yeah.
Dude's built like a brick house strapped to a saw trap. That spiked shell takes a lot of punishment. Not even the weight of a castle can scratch it, especially when he rolls up like a prehistoric Beyblade.
And the Koopa King doesn't just breathe fire and control lava, he commands nature itself.
Spitting meteors from outer space.
Fire breath, immense strength, inhale, size alteration, magic, duplication, elemental evocation, reality warping, shape-shifting, teleportation, time travel, transmutation, and enhanced forms. Castle Bowser, Dreaming Bowser, Dry Bowser, Fury Bowser, and Meowser. That's Cat Bowser, isn't it?
Beckoning the earth with a snap, inhaling torrents of wind, straight up calling down lightning. What else has he got?
Oh, just
all
a
kinds
little
of shit.
dabbling in dark magic.
Hell yeah. Wizard
Hell yeah.
The original NES manual even describes him as a sorcerer king. Magic is how he turned the Toads into bricks, only countered by the princess's heart magic.
But that's not all the magic he's mastered. Telekinesis, creating perfect clones, reanimating his undead skeleton, and worst of all, ruining every game of Mario Party. Hey, no! I stole those coins fair and square!
Bowser spent decades hoarding treasures, coins, magic star rods, warships, clown cars, you name
it. According to Miyamoto, Paper Mario is in fact canon. Mainline games frequently reference it and vice versa. In these games, Bowser resists time stops and his star rod matches the Star Spirits who created Dream Depot.
it. This is the same guy that created multiple flying castles fashioned after his own face.
Yeah, he's definitely got an ego on him. He's talked about having a 4-digit IQ, but I've seen this moron put death traps in his own backyard. A man after my own heart.
Despite his clumsiness, Bowser's charisma and leadership brought many to his side. Not enough to defeat Mario, but his army doesn't make it easy on the Red Plumber.
They're the most
Fair
wicked
enough.
band of misfits this side of World 8-4.
Which means it's time to talk about it, right?
Troop.
An army spanning multiple territories across the Mushroom World and beyond.
Goombas, Koopas, the Troopas, and the others make up the infantry. Some with wings, some in shoes, and some even in race cars. They're the red shirts, first in and first out.
Piranha
Yeah.
plants, bloopers, and lakitus.
Alrighty. Generals. Bowser Jr., the Elite Trio, Kamek, King Babam, King Boo, Kamikoopa, King Goomba, Koopalings, and Petey Piranha. Regular troops, Chain Chomp, Charging Chuck, Goomba, Hammer Bros, Koopa Troopas, Magic Koopas, Piranha Plants, Shy Guys, and Wigglers. His airship fleet consists of Babams, Brutals, Bullet Bills, Lakitus, and Para units. His aquatic forces include Bloopers, Cheep Cheeps, Hucket Crabs, Maw Rays, and Ripavan Fish. Undead Horde includes Boos, Bone, Piranha Plants, Dry Bones, and Mr. I Peepa. Or is it Mr. I and Peepa? Are they separate things? I'm not sure there. Literal rocks. Bomp, Flomp, Romp, Thomp, Wallop, Wimp, and Womp. And yeah, they literally are
Use their
rocks.
surroundings to get the jump on unsuspecting prey, by land, sea, or sky.
We'd be here forever jotting down the small fries. Booze, Shy Guys, sentient bombs with feet, and more.
It was imperative for Bowser to nurture a unit that covers their own vulnerabilities. For example, Kamek and King Boo both have magic, but Boo has battlefield control with illusions and destabilizing dimensions, while Kamek focuses on buffing allies, canceling enemy powers, summoning anything he desires.
Or swapping my items to screw up my Mario Party lead. not again.
Speaking of items, most of the minions can use pretty much any power-up Mario can. The Goombas make frequent use of Tanuki tails, and Bowser can really get into the cat roleplay. But as the Koopa Troop grew and grew, it started to feel less like an army and more like a family unit.
Oh, you mean like his kids, the Koopalings?
They're adopted.
What's the difference?
Good point. Bowser took them in
Fair
and
enough.
even trained them in dark magic.
Though no one's as spoiled as his natural Nepo baby, Bowser
Bowser
Jr.,
Jr.
captain of the Koopa Troop.
Spoiled is an understatement. Remember his escapades as Shadow Mario? He terrorized Delfino Plaza with literal evil paint. That whole debacle was basically his attempt at elementary school art class.
And I
Pretty
bet
much.
Bowser still has some on the fridge. But really, the king is very protective of his kids. If the
Oh yeah,
family's
if
in
Buck
trouble,
was his
he can
kids
will
and you're
himself
dead.
to transform into a giant kaiju, all to crush whatever bully's talking smack.
Maybe a little overkill. Just one punch from Giant Bowser launched a castle out of orbit. Taking into account the flight path and the scale of their universe, Bowser's punch must have hit with a force of over 125 trillion tons of TNT.
Even without his giant size, Bowser scales to Mario, who can lasso celestial objects, freeze suns with his ice flower, and escape black holes, which requires faster than light speeds.
Considering how Yoshi punted poor Raphael the Raven so hard he exploded into a constellation of stars, this isn't even close to Bowser's full strength.
So don't bully his kid, especially if he falls into some of Bowser Jr.'s set of black paint. That stuff's scary.
Enough to unleash Bowser's Dark Fury, a form whose very steps cause widespread natural disasters.
Okay,
Oh,
seriously,
shit.
how does Mario ever beat this guy? He's
That's a
like
good question.
Godzilla, Doctor Strange, and John Cena all in one big turtle.
Wait, why
We're
John
not even to
Cena?
the best part.
Ketchup is gross.
Charlie's having a friend over.
Fuck TV.
Bowser's dark magic became so potent he eventually learned how to warp the very fabric of reality.
Anything the king imagines, he makes happen. He turned all of Yoshi's Island into a storybook. And remember those painted worlds in Mario 64? Yeah, he made those. And the staircase that goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh God, does anyone know how to BLJ?
He also stole ultra powerful items like the one
Dreamstone, Flying Castles, Galaxy Generator, Koopa Clown Car, Power Stars and Grand Stars, Pure Hearts, Star Rod, Wonder Flower, power-ups, which include the Cat Bell, Double Cherry, Super Crown, Metal Box, and many, many more.
Wonder Flower, which can mold reality like Play-Doh, and the Dreamstone, which can be used to wish someone out of existence.
But his most iconic thefts are those big shiny power stars.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Infant power stars, aka Lumas, can become whole galaxies. They also ferried Mario across the universe in 3 seconds. That's 489 quadrillion times light speed.
Obviously,
Holy
the Big
shit.
Daddy Grand Stars are even crazier. Bowser used one to power his space kingdom, but then guess who showed up to ruin everything?
It's a Mario.
And when the Grand Star was freed, it caused a chain reaction that destroyed the entire universe via a massive black hole.
Thanks, Space God, that Rosalina.
Rosalina survived this cosmic implosion and is implied to have witnessed multiple Big Bangs. Bowser has directly battled Rosalina in several games after the events of Super Mario Galaxy, suggesting a comparable level of power.
Showed up to save the day.
Not that Bowser needed saving. He's been swallowed by another black hole and thrown into a star that went supernova.
Imagine if this crazy OP fire turtle had to fight himself. Oh wait, he did, and he beat the
won.
hell out of him.
Yeah.
With all this power, it's a wonder.
Conquered most of the universe twice, harnessed the power of grand stars, flew to the sun and other galaxies, lifted a castle weighing over 61,000 tons, battled the extra-dimensional Culex, survived being thrown across the planet, helped Mario save the Mushroom Kingdom, and has defeated Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Demento, and
He
Flopple.
still hasn't conquered the Mushroom Kingdom. Perhaps it's because his visions of grandeur were never really what he sought. Surrounding him is a crew of outcasts and miscreants like him, ride or dies that can't be swayed against him.
Oh, are you saying he's secretly happy because he's got a big monster family now?
Yes, But
But he'd
also,
never
when
admit
they
it.
actually worked together, they legitimately conquered most of the known universe. So,
Yeah.
He's a baddie through and through who will teleport through space and time to show you what's what. Because he's no ordinary Koopa. Make way for the king!
Damn right.
This battle is sponsored by Prize Picks. These boys who are up and through reserve 15 instantly. Citizens of Earth, lend me your ears.
All official material related to a character is applied to analysis unless found contradictory to primary source material. This includes English translations. Certain alternate media, theatrical release, and crossovers, for example Archie Sonic, are not applicable.
Imagine a world of endless possibility, where people are free as the wind. Isn't it disgusting? Now imagine a better world, one with proper guidance and the technology to bring about global peace.
But whiz, only a brilliant mind can make that happen.
Not just any brilliant mind, he's a genius at heart who knows the dangers within. He's Ivo Robotnik.
Dr. Eggman!
As a mad scientist myself, his story is my inspiration, just as Eggman's was his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, who sought to create world peace through technology. But then his beloved granddaughter, Maria, was killed by the Guardian Unit of Nations, better known as...
Gun. They're frickin' called G-U-N. Anyway, Lil Eggy grew up a lonely narcissist because all his family talked about was Maria this, Maria that. Boo-hoo!
Neglect and envy tainted Ivo's goals of following Gerald's footsteps. He distanced himself from his grandfather's legacy. Instead of bettering the world, he would conquer it to get the attention he deserved.
No, you mean craved. Desperately craved.
Tomato, tomato.
You just said it the same way twice.
He aimed to establish Eggman Land.
Full name, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, 50 years old, maybe older, 6'1" or 185 centimeters, family, Gerald Robotnik, Maria Robotnik, Eggman Nega, and Sage. Occupation, CEO of Eggman Industries, Meteor Tech, and various casinos. Hobbies, archaeology, history, and woodworking. His favorite food, egg dogs, egg candy, popping acorn, and this delicious banana. What the fuck? Loves himself, Agent Stone, and his daughter, and hates that goddamn hedgehog. Also, cold soup. That's fair. Cold soup is pretty gross.
Capital of science. And this paradise would have worked just fine if not for that blasted Sonic the Hedgehog.
For years, Eggman's plans literally blew up in his face. And
Yeah,
he's
literally.
a very sore loser.
But just like any good experiment, the doctor did more testing, seeking better results.
He's created plenty of knickknacks to terrorize the world with. A laser gun, a cloning ray, mind control cannons, a flying armada, typical evil scientist stuff.
Then there's the big ones. He invented a spatial displacement trap, which, while online, scatters a target's atoms across space. Oh, and then there's the metal virus, which...
Wherever you go, take Ritz to go.
He's automatic from the 40.
You never count your money.
That's a good song. When the dealing's done.
Which transmutes organic tissue into living metal zombies. It's so deadly, it created a plague that nearly wiped out all life on Earth.
Shame Eggman never made himself immune to it. That's a whoopsie.
And when he's not duping you with decoys, he's riding in style with the Eggmobile. It's lightweight for maneuverability, but tough enough to withstand moon-sized explosions and even the center of a black hole.
I mean, it's kinda lame looking, but he can plug it into big bad mechs like the Egg Walker or the Death Egg Robot, whose giant laser once obliterated 77,000 cubic meters of rock in an instant. That's like having an atomic bomb in your pocket all the time. Oh, okay, maybe this guy's pretty cool.
Eggman built machines
No,
for a
no, he's
long
not.
list of combat situations. Some look like knights, others use extraterrestrial sources like the Wisps, and then there's the orbital bases, like the Death Egg.
The reference is obvious, but
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Darth
where have I
Vader's
seen
version
that
is like
before?
a toy compared to the Death Egg, which can annihilate stars. Woof! A whole constellation gone in one shot.
That's not to say Eggman doesn't enjoy scrapping with blue hedgehogs himself. Enter the Egg Dragoon.
Hell yeah! The rawest of the...
Alrighty. Big Arms, Death Egg, Orbital Station, and Final Egg Blaster. Death Egg Robot, E-Mech, E-Dragoon. Egg Emperor, Egg Mobile, and modular hovercraft with teleportation and attachable to mechs such as the Egg Walker. So the Egg Mobile attaches to other stuff. Alright.
Battle mechs. It's got electric drills. It's got ice missiles. It's got a whole lot of bullets. My
Oh
God.
shit. Even more shit. Egg Salamander, powered by soul emeralds that can create spatial rifts. Egg Wizard, made with the power of the Jeweled Scepter. Egg Viper, Egg Wyvern, Nega Wisp Armor, and the Time Eater, which is a sentient entity that controls space and time, and was converted into a manageable cyborg by two Eggmans working together.
Whiz, I need it.
And don't forget, Eggman built all of these things himself. Maybe world domination is in his grasp yet.
One problem. Eggman's a turbo loner. No hobbies, no friends, no wife, no nothing.
Come on, he has friends. I mean, he's a feminist. Oh, okay, maybe not, but what about Infinite? Sure, they might have joined forces over a mutually sought revenge against Shadow, but it counts. Sort of. Who needs
Are you
friends
sure?
who can build friends?
Obviously, Eggman has a tough time collaborating with others, so he just built his own army instead.
The Eggman Empire.
The Badniks are mass-produced foot soldiers, buzz bombers, crab meats, caterkillers, egg robos, and don't forget those cute little moto bugs. The Badniks may seem simple, but they're led by an elite, multi-talented unit, the hard-boiled heavies. Really leaning into the egg thing, huh?
The army has a wide variety of troops, even your class.
When it's what you're known for. Leaders. D3CO, or Decoy. Infinite, Metal Sonic, Orbot and Cubot. And Sage. The Badniks. Batbot, Buzz Bomber, Caterpillar, Chopper, Cocoa Nuts, Crab Meat, Egg Robo, Otaru, Jaws, Motobug, Orbonaut, Rexon, and Valkeen. The Super Badniks, Death Crab, Hardboiled Heavies, Ladybug Boss, and Uber Caterkiller. E-Series, E101 Beta, E102 Chaos Gamma, E121 Pi, E1000, E2000R. The Metal Series, Mecha Sonic, Mecha Knuckles, Tails Doll, Rocket Metal, and the Shadow Android. Pawn Series, Egg Bishop, Egg Chaser, Egg Hammer, Egg Knight, and of course the Egg Pawn. And his egg fleet consisting of the Egg Carrier, Final Fortress, Mako Gunships, and the Sky Fortress.
Classic comedy duo with Orbot and Cubot. They're Eggman's assistants and immense disappointments. Every genius has their duds.
Hey, at least they're not Scratch and Grounder. But
Oh my
that's why
God.
he's made top-notch bots modeled after the Sonic cast, like everyone's favorite robo-faker, Metal Sonic.
Metal Sonic has the most horsepower in the Eggman Empire. He has the moves and speed of Sonic, and then
In Sonic's CD, Sonic dodges light beams from Hotaris, and the Japanese manual states that he must reach light speed to use the game's time travel mechanic. Sonic also outpaces Lightspeed Cyan Wisps and Sonic Colors DS.
Some. He's had his rebellious phases, but Eggman's reprogrammed Metal to better follow his commands. Additionally, when upgraded to his Neo form, Metal Sonic could copy biological data, including unique powers like Shadow's time stop technique, Chaos Control.
He could even copy Silver's Psychokinesis, and with enough Chaos energy, he powers up into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Though everything would change with the appearance of the Phantom Ruby. One of many trump cards at Eggman's disposal, the Phantom Ruby alters reality by manipulating perception.
Basically, super OP illusions.
The Phantom Ruby can create pocket dimensions such as null space and the egg field. Eggman invented prototype copies of the Ruby, which requires enormous levels of power to operate.
But in Infinite's hands, it's a weapon of mass destruction. I don't know how illusions translate to body replicas, changing gravity, or making a fake sun, but go off, King!
And when used on the planet's consciousness, which is a thing, the Ruby granted Eggman the Lightman form.
Oh shit, now he's Super Saiyan. Jesus, everyone's just going Super Saiyan. People, not even people from Dragon Ball universe, man. Shit's just not special. With the Phantom Ruby prototype and weeks of preparation, Super Eggman could manipulate memories, fight on par with Super Sonic, and even summon imitations of other monsters and worlds, such as Perfect Chaos and Green Hills.
Is canon, though it is pretty complicated to manifest.
But the Phantom Ruby isn't the only souped-up gem Eggman has. He's used the Jeweled Scepter to make the world-shattering Egg Wizard. Then, on more than one occasion, he's effortless.
Cloning device, Chaos Emeralds, Dark Rings, Egg Field, Hyper Go-On, Jetpack, Jeweled Scepter, Laser Guns, Metal Virus, Mind Control Ray, Nightmare Fuel, Phantom Ruby, Shrink Ray, Soul Emerald, Spatial Disruption Trap, Superform, also known as Lightman, Teleporters, Time Reversal Machine, Time Stones, and so much more.
They gathered the super rare, super powerful Chaos Emeralds. You know, the things that power Super Saiyan Hedgehog.
Eggman built and built and built, and eventually he built something that started to build on him. Sage was originally designed as a mere assistant, but through an alien encounter, she was granted actual sentience.
Sage is already super powerful, but now she's also super smart. She thought up millions of battle plans all at once to defeat the massive titans.
And you can barely remember where you put your dune bug.
I know exactly where it is. It's at the police impound. Thank you very much.
Sage was Eggman's saving grace. He had previously found machines with personality lacking, but Sage's great adequacy in serving her function provided Eggman with something that, for the first time, he'd hate to lose. In essence, a sort of daughter.
So, like any good dad, he gave her the keys to his car, his spaceship, and his orbital death ray.
Welcome to TuneBet. During the World Cup, you can learn more if you'd like.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys.
Impossible.
Hell, now she controls the entire army.
And this frankly unheard of trust from Eggman became crucial in defeating the End, a primordial entity so mighty even Supersonic struggled against it.
Their battle can only be described as peak fiction, because charged by 7 Chaos Emeralds, Supersonic's no joke.
The power of one emerald can shift.
Conquered most of the planet once, harnessed the power of the Chaos Emeralds, broke the moon with the Eclipse Cannon, the Eggmobile flew to the moon in seconds, destroyed the Guardian Unit of Nations, or GUN, led some beloved villains, and Zavok. Has helped Sonic the Hedgehog save the world, has defeated Sonic, Tails, Starlight, and
Continents. All 7 together can shift the universe.
And kill some pretty terrifying bosses, like Eggman's Time Eater, which ripped apart space-time like tissue paper.
In short, Chaos Emeralds give thoughts power. With them, Eggman's best machines can run indefinitely while matching the greatest powers ever seen. Like when 3 supers battled Solaris, who...
In Sonic Rush, the Chaos Emeralds could have destroyed the universe when reacting to the Soul Emeralds. Also, super forms utilizing Chaos scale above the speed of the Paradox Prism and Time Eater, destroying the universe in less than 10 seconds.
Tried to destroy time itself. Solaris extended its chaos across multiple timelines in about 20 seconds, or 73 quadrillion times light speed.
It's funny though, while Eggman's smarts have sort of defeated Sonic here and there, he's pretty effective when he teams up with the Blue Blur to save the world.
Well, recall how Professor Gerald was a good person before losing the granddaughter he loved. In Eggman's case, now that he has Sage, perhaps a similar story is playing out in reverse.
Nah, Eggy will always have a harebrained scheme behind his cufflinks.
So watch out, critters and plebeians of the world. He is the Eggman, and he's got the master plan.
Wiz, you gotta help
Yeah,
me.
not
What
this
happened
time.
now?
He's gonna lose to
With
Bowser.
everyone's
Like there's some dirt in it. It's super
Again, though,
boosting
go
us
play
up
Marvel
to
Snap.
steam.
Pretty good game.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Oh no!
I've come to make an announcement. This territory is now the base for my upcoming Eggman Land 2.
Over his dead body.
I am Dr. Eggman, your new genius overlord. Get a load of this.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Fucking army death battle.
Shut up, nerd.
Yeah, wreck his shit. Damn, Bowser's on a whole nother level.
You call these toys an invasion force? I've seen Toads do better. That's a decoy, idiot.
His power is without peer. It is the ultimate strength.
Oh, dick. King Boo for the win. Time for a game of keep away. Yeah, go Metal Sonic. Yeah, I want Bowser to win, but I like Metal Sonic. He's pretty cool. Oh, you knocked off his crown. Haha, I took your shit, bro. Oh. Oh no.
All according to plan.
You've lost the battle before it has begun.
Excellent work as always, Metal. Ready to wrap this up, Sage?
As you command.
You know what they say, the more the merrier. Showtime.
Hell yeah. Wreck his shit, Bowser. Aw, damn. Gotta get rid of Stage if he wants to win this. Damn it, I thought he already took care of you. Starting to get overwhelmed. Oh no. He's starting to get overwhelmed. Oh! Now you're cooked. That was his son.
How dare you keep your hands off my... Sage! The Death Egg! Max power!
Fuck your Death Egg. Yeah. Not taking out his army, damn it. He'll be the fucking shield that protects them.
Dercos Anti-Dandruff Shampoo eliminates up to 100% visible dandruff, recommended by Canadian dermatologists.
Bro, I don't care. Haha, dry Bowser.
Sage, fire is again.
Yeah, no. Game over, my guy.
So long, Doctor.
Get cooked.
This war
Now they all have to work for Bowser.
Which might seem surprising given how the Sonic series is not afraid to show how tough its cast is, while Mario's comes across as more cartoony.
But as it turns out, Bowser had everything he needed to take Chrome Dome down.
Yeah, right.
This one's a lot, so we'll break it down into 5 categories.
First up is physical stats. Bowser pretty handedly outmatched any of Eggman's usual mechs, like the
Bowser's space traversing vehicles match the speed of Eggman's vehicles. Both had arguments for incalculable speeds given equal levity, and both potentially scale above dimension manipulation feats from Ansama, Kulex, Eraser Jin, and Void.
Egg Dragoon, or the Death Egg Robot.
The Death Egg Robot could level cities. Bowser could punch a castle out of orbit.
The Death Egg could destroy stars, but Yoshi could match that level of power, and Bowser's strength is certainly above the green dinosaurs. Plus, while both Bowser and Eggman's tech survived black holes, Bowser's was much larger.
So, he may win stats, but this could change with their powers. With so many items and minions, that could make all that a moot point.
Aside from power-up items, both could manipulate minds, create duplicates, and alter space-time. However, Bowser had a significant edge in having access to the majority of his abilities at all times. Yeah,
Eggman can do some crazy stuff, but only across different mechs, fortresses, or space bases. Bowser's all natural. He's got all his best powers built in, and he ain't even a robot.
Meaning he wins the war of attrition. He even had counters for battle enders like the Metal Virus and Spatial Displacement Trap. Context matters for those weapons, and both backfired in the past. But more importantly, Bowser could simply reverse the effects with his transmutation magic. Conversely, most of Eggman's robots could get turned into, say, a frog or a block with no reliable way back. Bowser takes the edge in powers.
But definitely not for intelligence. Come on,
no.
You have a 4-digit IQ, Bowser? Really? That's cute. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bowser's not an idiot, usually. Just really, really clumsy. Poor fella.
Meanwhile, Eggman's an engineering genius who rarely ever gets bested by brains.
Easy dub. Now, let's talk trump cards.
As in, items so
This
powerful
is gonna be
they
a
could
wash,
decide
I
the
feel
entire
like.
outcome on their own.
The Phantom Ruby was super.
Achieving Super Eggman in the Egg Field required weeks of energy gathering and a modified Phantom Ruby prototype. Bowser using the Wonder Flower could warp reality at a universal range in a much shorter time. Bowser can also warp stars without power-ups, and Super Eggman was countered by positive chaos energy, which shares similarities with the Pure Heart.
Dangerous, but specifically targets perceptions. Unlike Bowser's Wonder Flower, which mucks up reality for
Alternate
real.
scenario.
The Ruby affected a whole planet, but the Wonder Flower had the power to alter the universe. Also, the Dreamstone's ability to wish anything out of existence would have no problem cleaning up
Another
Super
alternate
Neo
scenario.
Metal Sonic or Time Eater.
Their most
Damn,
prized
he's just
possession
cooking them no
was
matter
their
what
top
happens.
recall. Together, the Chaos Emeralds can break the universe, but so can the Grand Stars. Arguably not as much given the Emerald scaling to Solaris, though Power Stars and Grand Stars are far more plentiful. Clearly, this is getting
And
fairly
another one.
abstract, and both had multiple options that could win the day instantly. So the safest bet is to call this category.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wash, that's what I thought. The Pure Hearts counter the Time Eater and Paradox Prism, as they can restore space and time and nullify destructive forces like the Chaos Heart. These could scale to their multiverses, which are theoretically infinite in scope, sharing theoretically infinite in scope, sharing similar cosmology interpretations based on statements from both series.
Or a tie.
Which means it's finally time to compare their armies. Eggman seems deadlier at first glance. I mean, look at all those buzzsaws and rockets. Metal Sonic's speed and power alone could solo most of the Koopa Troop. But the Eggman Empire lacked something Bowser had in spades. Teamwork and loyalty.
Eggman is a notoriously terrible team player. His alliances are practically guaranteed to fall apart.
Hell, in Sonic Generations, he could barely manage working with himself.
Eggman's army is designed to be controlled by just him. To Eggman, it's harder to command those.
Eggman has been betrayed by Shadow, Chaos, Metal Sonic, Mecha Sonic, Mecha Knuckles, Gamma, Omega, Gemerl, the Deadly Six, the Hard-Boiled Heavies, Starline, Trip, Eggman Nega, Mother Wisp, Infinite, and more. So, yeah.
With free will, hence his rivalry with the free-natured Sonic.
Meanwhile, the Koopa Troop follows Bowser because they actually like him. They train really hard
to
cover each other's weak
surprisingly,
points,
giving them plenty of advantages as this war progressed, like battlefield control through King Boo's magic and Bowser Jr.'s paint. And since the Koopa Troop doesn't rely that much on technology,
Bowser Jr., Kamek, and King Boo could cross between dimensions, countering Sage and Infinite, banishing them to cyberspace or null space. King Boo possessed EGAD's technology, a form of paranormal invasion that Sage has never encountered before.
Sage's hacking potential had little use.
Also, secret weapon? Kamek is kinda busted, canceling Metal Sonic's power copying.
Unlike Eggman's finite and randomizing force jewels, Kamek magic has few limits in uses and affects multiple targets at once. Kamek can also disable an opponent's ability to use any items or transmute entire arsenals. All Magic Koopas can cast debuffing and status-affecting magic.
Stealing the Phantom Ruby and potentially swapping the Chaos Emeralds were huge game changers.
Add on that Bowser and his army can use any Mario.
Sage's knowledge of the Titans relied on her data augmented by the Ancients. As of Mario and Luigi Brothership, Bowser's armies number well over 98 million. Jesus Christ. Without data on the Koopa Troop, it's unlikely Sage could compute a surefire strategy against such innumerable amount of power-up permutations.
Real power-up item, and they had billions of combinations that the Eggman Empire just could not actively plan against. Even with Sage's millions of plans.
Bowser had a truly loyal army, more useful inherent abilities, stronger base form, but they were equal in cosmic and reality warping powers, as well as equivalent strength via their forms. And Kamek's mind control magic was ineffective against robots. Eggman was far more intelligent than Bowser, but he had less efficient leadership. Sage's technopathy was ineffective due to Bowser not using technology, and his army was mostly vulnerable to transmutation magic.
To take down the Titans, she thought them to be unbeatable, which Sonic proved was incorrect.
Just comparing their conquests makes it clear. The Eggman Empire took over the whole planet, but Bowser's troop conquered most of the universe.
Eggman was no pushover. His wit, power output, and ridiculous machines gave Bowser the biggest fight of his life. But the Koopa King's ludicrous strength, abilities, and united forces ultimately prevailed.
Eggman tried to poach the king, and now he's cracked and scrambled.
The winner is Bowser.
Damn right it is. Alrighty, in the final fight for this episode, we've got a special one, guys. It's Goku versus Superman yet again. I want to say the final fight, but who knows? They might do another one someday, but I highly doubt it. So for now, we're going to say this is Goku versus Superman, the final fight. we all know nothing's gonna change. Superman's still gonna win. But no, sorry, I don't know why I was doing that. But even though we know the outcome, it's fun to watch the fights. There is one thing I'll mention at the end of this fight, because I've heard people complain about it before, and I want to point something out about it. But we'll get to that at the very end. It happens like during the last few moments of the fight. Alright.
Son Goku, Superman. It's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all three, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's Wiz,
Okay.
I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan.
Full name, Son Goku, birth name, Kakarot, over 40 years old, 5'9", 175 centimeters, was taught by Grandpa Gohan, Roshi, Kami, King Kai, Whis, and Miras. Has taught Gohan, Oob, and Shallot. Nice, Shallot's awesome. Shadow Takagi. Hobbies, eating, napping, and sports. Occupations, radish farmer, firefighter, and office worker. Really? His favorite foods are fish, orange soda, ramen, and basically anything. Is not a bad dad, you guys are just mean. Okay, no, see, that's one thing I'll say. He is a bad dad. Just because you're willing to defend your kid to the death, or like give your life up to protect them, does not make you a good parent. You know, Darth Vader was not a good dad just because he tossed the Emperor down a fucking hole and became a Force ghost at the end. Alright? He is still an asshole who cut off his son's hand, tortured his daughter, and fucking is responsible for his death, for the death of his wife. You know, Goku is not a good dad just because he trains with his son every once in a while, or because he is willing to defend the planet and defend their lives and stuff. He still abandons them 99% of the time to go train with complete strangers on alien planets. Would rather fight Vegeta 24/7 and spend time with his family. And, you know, at one point would rather be dead than come back and spend time with his family, even though he knew he had a kid on the way. So, he is a bad dad. He does not know how to raise children or be a family man. All he cares about is fighting.
Began Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi. Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking cat, but mostly gods. When you're training to dodge lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
It's
Yeah.
almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta
Yeah.
may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the
Cool, because he keeps stealing them from
Incredibly
people.
powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's
Well,
incredibly
he learned it in
versatile,
like
with
5 seconds. Took him a bit longer for him to master it. After Image, Autonomous Ultra Instinct, Destructo Disc, Dragon Fist, Energy Landmine, Evil Containment Wave, Flight, Fusion Dance, which won't be helpful in this fight 'cause it's one-on-one. Godbind, Hakai, Instant Transmission, and Kaioken.
50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't just use ki to blow shit up. Moves like the solar flare.
Kami Saiyan Kamehameha, Ki Sensing, Kai, Multiform, Rapid Movement, Rock, Scissors, and Paper, Spirit Bomb, Solar Flare, Telekinesis, and Telepathy.
Energy Landmine and Godbind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He
Yeah.
doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also
Bro is
got
a
some
fucking fighting
different
prodigy.
moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be used for.
The Dragon Ball Super manga states the Mafuba, also known as the Evil Containment Wave, is more difficult to cast on stronger targets. It can also be fatal to the caster.
The Mafuba sealing technique.
Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie, he even got it up to times 100. What
Oh,
a
shit.
badass!
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest.
The Spirit Bomb gathers life energy from the surrounding environment, life forms, and even planets. Goku has absorbed its energy in movies and in Dragon Ball Super.
Attack, but it requires considerable time. Unlike instant transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daizenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between space in some movies and games.
And the dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that.
Ki, God Ki, which allows for pressure and healing. Protects against demonic magic and is undetectable by most mortals. The Flying Nimbus, which has a max speed of 650 kilometers per hour or 400 miles per hour, which, I mean, he can fly way faster than that, so what's the point? The Power Pole, a staff that obeys one's will and can stretch over 400,000 kilometers or 250,000 miles. And as if you remember in the first fight, which I'll link the other two fights at some point, probably maybe at the beginning, or maybe I'll do it here. But in the first fight, if you remember right, he used the power pole pretty effectively against Superman due to it being magic. Sensu beans, and he has heroes exclusive abilities such as Dimensional Domain, God Meteor, Shenron Mode, and status buffs and debuffs.
In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah! If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Garden of Life. Get back to the garden.
Oh, hello there. Come on in. Welcome to my home. We're going to be doing a complete house tour. It's crazy.
Super Saiyan and its sequel.
But, yeah, that's another thing everybody always gets wrong about Goku. He's said it himself. He's not a hero. He's never claimed to be a hero. Everyone always calls him that, but he's not. Just because he saves the planet, it doesn't make him a hero. because he never meant to save the planet. He's fighting because the guy is strong. He likes to fight. You know, him saving the planet is always kind of just a byproduct of him kicking the ass of the strongest guy because they happen to also be evil.
All have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal Ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs?
Damn.
You're missing out.
God Goku
Can regenerate limbs, so in the future timeline then, when Gohan gave the sensu bean to Trunks, if he had eaten it, he could have saved his arm. That changes things for me. I always assumed like he gave it to Trunks because it's like there's one left and all it would have done was like stop the bleeding and stuff. So I figured, you know, he was like the kid needs it more. But yeah, that changes things if he could have regrew his arm. I don't know, maybe he should have let Trunks die.
Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
because Boo went boozerk,
Fidel commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daizenshuu backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku could destroy that much the first time.
Goku compares to Broly, who helped destroy the Dimension of Strange Swirling Lights, and is comparable to Cellmax, who attacks had the gravitational pull of black hole.
He went God, and he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super
He has his Great Ape form, Super Saiyan Full Power, Spirit Bomb Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4, Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, Perfected Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct Sign, Perfected Ultra Instinct, True Ultra Instinct, and Giant Form.
Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient.
Greater power levels in Dragon Ball can basically counter anything, including space/time-based abilities, such as when Boo broke out the hyperbolic time chamber, and when Jiren overpowered Hit's Cage of Time.
Timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Chrome Goku isn't a normal
Saved Bora, Namekians, Universe 7, and Xenoverse. Broke Kachi Kachen. Disrupted and escaped the Pretty Black Hole. Super Saiyan 3 shook the Afterlife. Downed Jiren, who had surpassed the God of Destruction. Survived Energy of Destruction, Dark Key, and the Dark Factor. Took down Demigrog, who threatened the entire multiverse, and defeated King Piccolo, Frieza, Majin Buu, Mira, Android 21, Moro, and Xeno Goku.
Transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone. doing without thinking.
Something Goku has always been trained to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds
Damn.
really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different
Kinda.
continuity, CC Goku
CC Goku is an alternate continuation of the Super anime. Xeno Goku experienced GT, attained the Super Saiyan 4 full power limit breaker form, and defeated universe busters such as Omega Shenron, Silas, and Chamel. CC Goku defeated Xeno Goku in Duel of the Strongest.
is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was
CC Goku has matched Dark King Demigra, whose dark factor could destroy the entire cosmology of Heroes and Xenoverse. There are over 76,434,925,761 major timelines, infinite minor timelines, as well as the crack of time beyond that.
gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through,
showing everyone,
damn right he does,
how to go even further beyond.
I thought that was another guy. Isn't that what All Might does?
More powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Super asshole.
He's just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably
that
seeking escape
motherfucker
from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell.
And that's why he'll never lose to Goku. And it's why I kind of hate Superman. Because no matter the problem, no matter the situation, he'll show up and he'll punch his way out of it. For no reason other than he's Superman. That's why I also hate arguments for people who are like, well, Batman would win because he's Batman. What do you mean by that? Why do people get to win just because they're that person? That doesn't make any sense. Superman shouldn't be able to punch his way out of any problem just because he's Superman. There should be an actual reason for him to be able to do that. You know, Batman doesn't win every fight just because he's Batman. You know, he should win because there's an actual plan, because you can actually explain to me how he would beat this character.
Yeah, that's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades...
Full name, Clark Joseph Kent. Birth name, Kal-El. Age, over 30 years, 6'3" or 191 centimeters. Occupations, Daily Planet, Daily Star, and Galaxy News. Hobbies, linguistics, robotics, and zoology. Favorite food, beef bourguignon with ketchup. Love interests, oh my god. Lois Lane, Lana Lang, Lala L, Lisa Lazali, Lisa Landes, Lori Ramirez, Luma Lanai, Lila Laurel, LaCrora Lloyd, and Wonder Woman. I think he has a thing for alliteration or whatever, especially the double L's. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Superman has been many things. At the core, his story is one of a refugee, a child who lost his home, left to the mercy of alien people. This new world accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero, the first superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally. It took a while, actually, before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds, or even break the bond.
Superman flew to the edge of the universe to help restore the shrunken cosmos after a return to normal. He flew the total distance back to Earth from its actual edge.
Of infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
Yeah.
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
It's a good question though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their
best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so
Bioelectric aura, flight, heat vision, super breath, super flare, super hearing, super speed, molecular phasing, infinite mass punch.
powerful he can sneeze away a solar system or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts.
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls.
Super strength, super vision, electromagnetic, fourth dimensional, microscopic, telescopic, and X-ray, time travel, Genesis powers, energy constructs, interstellar teleportation, and mechanokinesis.
You can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay, though. He can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality-warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading, and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers,
Bro.
Superman is
See, that's the kind of shit I'm saying. It's like, he just does that because he can. No explanation, no rhyme, no reason. He can do that stuff. Key control, martial arts, boxing, jujitsu, Krav Maga, pressure point fighting, Tokazam Row, astral projection, energy purification, and increases his combat instincts. Tarkam's bow, Kryptonian theta state, illusion projection, mind manipulation, and projection.
when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses Chi, or as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped
Yeah.
elephant in the room.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck?
Superman and DC Comics as a whole have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well,
they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. I
Yeah.
guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this is
Even beyond the infinite multiverse, quote-unquote, continuity, most mainline eras of Superman can be directly scaled to each other. Post-Crisis Superman fought Golden Age Superman, who matched pre-Crisis Superman.
new. Plenty of characters have
Wait, hold
recalled
on.
events from supposedly
Post-Crisis Superman fought Golden Age Superman, who matched pre-Crisis Superman. Just sit and think about that.
retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman,
Oh, shit.
Dinosaur Superman.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while
Time travel was originally utilized by Golden Age and pre-Crisis Superman, who traveled to the past, future, and alternate dimensions, as well as higher dimensions as
Superman's
well.
powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember,
Look at Lex's face, too, when he says it.
He really just
It's like, oh shit, I fucked up.
said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used
Yeah.
heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his
Like,
universe
see, this is what I mean. He
at
just,
least
he
100
defies
trillion light
logic.
years,
It
but we can calculate a
pisses
more
me
exact
off.
figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
God damn. The 60 trillion light-year rate would last longer than our own universe's epoch, as the DC timeline ends 22 billion years after the present time. Its universe's scope should be even larger.
Zeros, and Supes helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting.
Brainiac identified Superman and his allies as the Big Bang's contributors, not Spectre, and Superman did so without parallax energy. His heat vision stands up to universal threats such as Imperiex and the amplified Molly the Keeper, so this is consistent. Jeez.
Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weak.
Kryptonite. Green fatally saps his strength. Red creates random mutations. Black causes murderous insanity. Gold permanently removes his powers. Kryptonian viruses. Blood Morale, Doomsday Virus, and Virus X. Lead blocks his X-ray vision. Magic vulnerability. Red solar energy, and sensory overload. And none of this matters because Goku is the kind of person who won't use a weakness to win. He would destroy the weakness, like we see in, again, the first fight that they had.
There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star, so...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the...
That moment, man. This moment. The cardboard speech. Great speech. Even if I don't like Superman, that was a great speech. Saved Felicity Rose, the Phalesians, Earth, and the Omniverse. Shook the Phantom Zone with a single punch. Obliterated the World Forger's multiverse. Survived multiple source wall explosions. Restored all timelines while fighting Jackson. Destroyed Darkseid's true forms with a sub-quantum shout. and defeated Lex Luthor, General Zod, Doomsday, Dominus, Quantum Mechanics, World Forger, and Ultraman.
World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the 6th dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home? Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
And then he just
Clark
did.
found the strength he needed to fly
Yep.
at that sun,
Of course he
dip through a
did.
ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because
Bro.
that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not
Yeah.
to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
Discover unflavored Maison Perrier. Signature grand
Fucking
bubbles,
big blue
crafted
Boy
for
Scout
friends.
over here.
The hardest thing is to get started. You have to get it on paper.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Damn, already starting fucking crazy. Look at the animation on this, man.
We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
We already know the answer. You've lost twice, man. You're not winning this one. But, you know, give him hell. He's gonna win, but make him work for that win, damn it. Love that fucking noise.
You're holding back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
No, he's right. If you're gonna fight, don't hold back. Give it everything you got. Otherwise, what's the point? If he loses to you, he wants to know he lost when you were fighting your best, not when you were holding back. One-inch punch. Dude.
Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard.
Yep.
All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
There you go. Don't hold back. Oh shit, he's doing alternate timelines. That was Blue Superman. Ultraman and Goku Black. Oh shit, Robot Superman.
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome. Nice suit.
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
Come on, Goku. Like, Super Saiyan God wasn't doing anything. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, sorry, wasn't doing anything. What was Base Form gonna do? God damn, this animation is so good, man. This is a great fucking fight. Oh shit! Oh, he's hitting him. I mean, it's not impossible. Gohan was able to do it in his Beast Form. But damn. Yeah, get out of there, man. Well, this is gonna be it. Right? Yeah, this is the final. Oh, shit.
Finally.
Yeah, he's not holding back. I know you won't, but this is it, Goku. If you're gonna win, this is the moment.
darn it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Let's go
Like
again.
they became friends.
You're on.
KO! That's it! The final, indisputable answer!
Alright, before we listen to the rest of that, I'm gonna go back. Like I said, there was something I want to talk about. Here. Where he... Where he does this, where he blows up the planet by powering up. I've seen so many people be like, Goku would never do that. He would never power up to and destroy the planet like that. What does that have to do with a fight to the death here? Like, have you never watched, like, I feel like the people who complain about that have never watched Death Battle or don't know the actual Death Battle rules. They remove stuff like that specifically so that the people can fight at their full capacity. The best example, or one of the best examples, is people like Batman, who have a no-kill rule. If you put them in Death Battle and let them keep that no-kill rule, they're not going to fight at their best because they're not going to be trying to kill their opponent. Goku is similar. He doesn't want to kill people. He wants to fight them, defeat them, then give them a chance to leave and get stronger so we can challenge them again another day. But in this instance, they're taking away the fact, the fact that these two are protectors of the planet and stuff. Yeah, you're right. They would never fight so hard that they would destroy the entire universe and shit like it just showed. But in a death battle, they take away that because otherwise you can't show them using their full 100% unrestrained abilities because they're holding back, trying not to destroy the planet they're standing on or destroy the fucking moon or the universe or whatever. So it makes sense that he did it because he's not holding back. He didn't care about the planet in that moment. All he cared about was beating Superman.
Cliff it up!
The great thing about the Google Career Certificate is no experience is necessary. We are teaching you literally the
That's it! The final, indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There are so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real, Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is
DC's universe is layered with numerous spatial and fractal dimensions. When comparing arguments that Dragon Ball and DC's universes could be infinite in scope, DC's is much more layered and complex.
1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger. Over
Jesus
a
Christ.
times more than Goku's.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore.
I mean, yeah.
Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times.
Oh god. Mixaplik, the 5th dimensional imp, can destroy infinite timelines, all numbered dimensions, the bleed, the spear of the gods, and the 5th dimension itself. The World Forger, a 6th dimensional being, is superior to Mixaplik and Forged Hypertime. Dragon Ball Heroes' infinite timelines and the crack of time does not meet this scope.
Defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of...
Fun fact, Superman can actually produce 10 billion decibels of sound, which is enough power to destroy 10 E plus 99999998990 universes. A classic case of writers cannot do math.
His in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent
Cooler intercepted Goku during instant transmission's dimensional hop, which could be an immeasurable speed feat. The dark factor used by several villains Goku fought could also be immeasurable.
Merge timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and Ultra Instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
That's fair
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to...
Yeah. Goku could summon backup with game card technology, however Superman has an army of robot duplicates on par with the Justice League. Superman's bioelectric aura can also disable and destroy advanced technology such as Lex Luthor's war suit.
And Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman.
This is another thing. I feel like people just listen to this and don't read the explanations that pop up here. These explain a lot of the other stuff that people seem to have problems with usually. Superman should win in a battle of attrition. Goku can fight for a week straight, but his ki and senzu beans are finite. Superman can function indefinitely without rest, eating, or sleeping, and with a constant healing factor so long as he has sunlight.
Even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki
Fair.
is dependent on...
Superman could likely counter status debuffs from heroes such as Dimensional Domain, as he has resisted the biological decay field of Doomsday and the power nullification of the Hollow Men. He's also developed resistance to energy-draining villains such as the Sun Eater, Parasite, and Silver Banshee.
Physical ability, so it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long.
Superman has escaped Time Stops, Vandal Savage's Hyper Time Prison, and the Overvoid. It's unlikely the Mafuba could contain him.
And Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering instant transmission's similar ability from...
While outside his usual arsenal, Goku could potentially acquire reality warping items such as the Awakened Key Sword, Dragon Balls, or the Universe Tree Energy. However, Superman can construct and power the Miracle Machine by himself, which has enough power to rewrite the entire DC cosmology.
Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red...
Goku had greater martial arts mastery, more varied techniques, and better mobility via his instant transmission, but he had limited ki energy. His Ultra Instinct was, however, similar to the Theta state, and he had potentially similar speeds, making those a wash. Superman has far greater strength, was much more experienced, had higher intelligence, had superior stamina as long as he had access to sunlight, and could counter most of Goku's techniques with his own powers. However, he was limited in martial arts.
Star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku vs. Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz.
Exactly.
Damn it, man. There's more than one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together. And that's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you?
But that's the point that I always try to make, especially with ones like these, you know, Superman versus Goku, Omni-man versus Bardock, Ben 10 versus Green Lantern. At the end of the day, you know, regardless of whether you agree with what anyone said, what I've said, what they've said, you know, whatever, this was all for fun. You know, me reacting to this, them creating it, all of it is for fun. They want people to have a good time watching their videos. I want people to have a good time watching mine. There's no reason to get all heated and agitated and make videos ranting and bitching about how Death Battle was wrong. How they left out this feat, how they left out that feat, how this would never happen this way. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They wanted to create a show where they research characters, do some real world math and science, show just how mind-boggling these characters are because the writers don't really think about it in the moment, and then give us an epic fight with shit exploding and people getting bloody until one of them dies. Whether you agree with the outcome or not, you know, you should just enjoy the ride. There are definitely a lot of death battles I don't agree with. This is one of them. I want Goku to win every time I see him go up against Superman. I understand why they don't make him win, though. I get what they're saying. And in the end, I was just happy to watch the fight. That was an awesome fight. Just like they said, that was insane, man. It was crazy. And I hope they keep making more and more death battles for years to come, you know? Even if they end up retiring, I hope they pass it on to someone else and they keep doing it. It's a good show and I enjoy it. That being said, enough of me being mushy. That's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Like, subscribe, ring that bell, and go and check out Death Battle. You know, they're putting their heart and soul into this stuff. Trying to entertain us and make a good video. So go and give them the love they deserve. Peace out, guys.